Fun in the sun is a way of life in the Bahamas. And the first 2 days of the Hero World Challenge were exactly that. But yesterday, Tiger started poorly and the frustration mounted. The Bahamian way of life has suited Charley Hoffman through 3 days, but directly in his rearview mirror is a past champion and a man who calls Albany home. Charley has the title in his sights, but no one knows more than the host that it takes a full 4 days to hoist the trophy. Golf Channel and the PGA Tour proudly present live final round coverage of the Hero World Challenge. It is the first Sunday in December, but it almost always looks and feels like summer here in the Bahamas. The Albany Resort is the beautiful backdrop for the 19th edition of what has become a staple on the calendar this time of year. And there is the host, the 5-time champion of his own event, the Hero World Challenge. He's off in a little less than 10 minutes at 11:10 a.m. Eastern Time alongside Justin Thomas. He is practicing his putting, getting ready for this final round, coming off a 75 yesterday. Tiger Woods and the rest of the field struggling. We'll get into that as we move along. As you look at the Titleist leaderboard brought to you by the #1 ball in golf, Charley Hoffman. A day's best 70 yesterday alongside Daniel Berger's 70. Amazing how difficult the conditions were yesterday compared to the other 2 days. He has a 5-shot lead heading into the final round. Jordan Spieth was a winner in 2014 at this event. Justin Rose lives here at Albany, and he has the course record here in this tournament. A couple of years ago, he shot a final round 62. Some players already on the golf course, the only 4 who are over par. You see Tiger Woods in a tie for 10th, 4 under par, 10 shots back of the lead held by Charley Hoffman. As we go out to the third and welcome in Todd Lewis.
Hi there, Steve. This is Henrik Stenson, his third on the par 5. Stenson at Brooks Koepka, first group off this morning, and that's going to give him a nice birdie attempt. We'll go to 2.
Kevin Kisner has a long birdie putt.
And it's going to be quick. He's right on top of a ridge right there. The green slopes away toward the back. The wind from behind as well. He misread it a little bit, obviously, speed-wise. And that next one won't be any bargain either.
Let's go back to 3.
And Brooks Koepka now coming off a birdie on the second hole. Looking to add another here. Brooks recently winning the Dunlop Phoenix in Japan. So we go back to 2.
Daniel Berger. What are those 70s yesterday? Man, it was tough yesterday, Kurt.
It was tough. It was there was an extra 5 miles an hour of wind yesterday. The hole locations were more difficult than the first 2 days.
Go to 1, and not exactly the position you want to be off the tee at this short par 4. Alex Noren from Sweden.
You can get some good lies in these native sandy areas out there, though. This is pretty groomed right here. Yeah, well done. So obviously he caught a good lie there.
See that flag laying down? You should see some low scores today compared to what we saw a day ago. To 3 again.
All right, let's see if the big Swede can knock this in for birdie. And it'll be 3 consecutive pars to start the day for Henrik. Wife Emma on the bag this week. Regular caddy Garrett Lord on honeymoon.
Back to Kisner at the second.
That was pretty unusual to see him hit that kind of putt the first time. He's one of the better putters on tour. Nice recovery.
There you go. All right, so we welcome you to a Sunday here at Albany Resort in the Bahamas. I'm Steve Sands, pleased to be alongside Kurt Byram. It's been a lot of fun this week. We've seen some ups and downs from the host Tiger Woods in his latest comeback. Looked really strong on Thursday and Friday, then got off to a very tough start yesterday. But relative to the field, it wasn't as bad as it looked, was it?
Well, it was in the beginning, and for him to be 5 over par through the first 10 holes was not good at all. But in the end, you look at that third round scoring average, basically 73. Tiger shot 75. So all in, it wasn't that bad, especially when you consider how tough it was playing. He played those last 7 holes really well in a couple under to get it back and shoot 75. So it wasn't as bad as it seemed. It was just kind of everybody's expectations got so high because he played so well those first 2 days.
Let's go to the top of the leaderboard. Charley Hoffman has a 5-shot lead. He's sitting at 14 under par. How do you hang on and win on a golf course where you know the other guys are going to put their foot on the pedal and go low?
Well, first of all, he's putted lights out this week. He leads the field in number of putts. So if he continues to do that, I expect his ball striking to be up to the task. He's one of the most consistent tee to green guys on tour. So I think he'll rely on his ball striking. But if he continues to putt like he has, it's going to be hard to overcome the way he's played.
Looking forward to the next couple of hours here on Golf Channel and over on NBC at 1 p.m. Eastern. That man, Tiger Woods, is set to tee off in the final round when we come back here to Albany Resort in the Bahamas. Glad to have you with us. How about Alex Noren? He has a chance to get into red figures early in this final round.
I'd like to see him play more over here in the U.S. this year. Maybe he will. He's got a lot of game. He's become a star on the European Tour.
You might be unfamiliar with him now, but get familiar with him because he's going to be around a long time. As we go to the first tee.
Welcome to the final round of the 2017 Hero World Challenge. This is the 11:10 starting time. First on the tee, the 5-time Hero World Challenge champion and our tournament host from Jupiter, Florida. Please welcome Tiger Woods.
Tough start yesterday, Kurt. He bogeyed the first time he's ever done that here at Albany during competition at the Hero World Challenge. Went out in 40. Didn't make his first birdie yesterday until the 14th.
Yeah, the wind has been out of the left all week. He hit it left yesterday and made bogey. That last bunker down there, that's 290 to fly that.
Bones Mackay is down there.
This is heading down the center of the fairway, cutting towards the right edge of the fairway.
Yeah, he's not even going to watch that one. So 3 out of 4
Next
days.
on the tee, to 2017 PGA Championship winner and FedEx Cup champion from Louisville, Kentucky. Please welcome Justin Thomas.
What a season he had. Amazing calendar year. He won the FedEx Cup. He won the PGA Tour Player of the Year. He was a 5-time champion, and he already has a win this season that came in Korea.
Beautiful shot here, right down the center of the fairway.
Now, this will be interesting to see where these two balls end up as far as distance goes. Oh, man.
Not anymore.
That was a bad. Yeah, he probably lost 5 or 10 yards on roll.
Let's go up to 2. That's Alex Noren.
And wind helping. He's trying to bring it in from the left. Just get it over that ridge right there, and it'll feed down. Good shot.
Man, really good.
Yep.
One of the more exposed parts of the golf course, as you can see with the flag whipping there in the wind. Relatively calm day, however, compared to what we saw yesterday. Tiger Woods is off and running, literally. Alex Noren now for birdie at second. Can't get that one to fall. All right, Bones. Justin Thomas here at the first.
Just 105 yards. Very little wind as compared to yesterday. This needs to get down.
Man, that was
Major mistake with a sand wedge there.
You know, Bone, just like the first day, Tiger Woods playing alongside Justin Thomas, he outdrove him once again. He had that drain, but he really does have that distance back.
I tell you, Steve, it's been one of the most impressive things I've seen this week. Tiger from 98.
There's the distance control.
He's hit a lot of quality shots. I mean, it was just weird how those first 10, 11 holes yesterday, he was just that far off.
And Daniel Berger now with an opportunity for birdie. Oh, yeah. Known by his friends on the PGA Tour, the Berg, with a birdie there to get to 1 under on his round early.
Back to the 5th. Good luck from behind the tee. Henrik Stenson.
No problem. Charley Hoffman would probably be pretty happy with that later.
Now Justin Thomas.
Gonna chip this one here, Steve, just so he doesn't get some kind of funky bubble going through the rough. Very makeable.
Yeah, going up the hill, the back part of that green all slopes toward the back.
All right, so as Tiger surveys this birdie putt at the first, through the years, he has been amazing here at the Hero World Challenge. He won it in 01, again 3 years later. 2006, and then he backed it up in 2007. First guy to ever defend his title and the only man to do it thus far. 2011 as well. He donates every single dollar back to the Tiger Woods Foundation here, and through the years, he has donated $9.6 million to his foundation, which helps kids and education all around the world. It's always a magical week. It was something he and his father Earl dreamed of. It started back in 1999, and here we are, Bones, in 2017, and Tiger Woods in this tournament is getting better and better each year and raising more money for charity as well.
Does a lot for a lot of people. I have a lot to thank Tiger for what he's done for me in my life, as all the caddies do out here. But Tiger brought Joey in for the read here, so he wasn't quite sure what this putt's going to do.
Oh, man. Took a tiny left turn at the end. He was ready to walk that one in.
Yeah, he had that half step going forward. Looked good.
You could tell we had a great angle, though. It just turned left at the end, enough to miss.
So pretty disappointing 4 there, considering Tiger thought that putt was going to fall.
Good start, though. I mean, you know, drove it right down the middle of the fairway. Good sand wedge. Thought he hit a good putt.
Yeah, these two played in the first round. Kurt, remember they were going back and forth trying to beat each other up. Wonder if they've got that in mind again today.
Yeah, they've become good buddies. They both live in Jupiter. They hang out.
Stenson missed his birdie putt at the 5th. Brooks Koepka now has a chance to get a 2.
Not a lot of break going this direction. Just a little uphill.
Oh, great putt. This guy's got all the tools.
He does. I mean, he's become a really good putter, along with the length and all the other things that he has going for him.
As we go to 2, and there is that back hole location today, Bones, as we go back to the tee.
Yes, Steve, I'm just getting, there's a lot of gallery out here today following Tiger, as you might imagine. So we're just shuffling down here to this second hole. But helping wind and an accessible pin. I look for these guys, given their position in the tournament, just to send it out a little bit left of this hole, a little bit left of our TV tower, and let the wind bring it towards the hole location.
Actually, the best place to leave it, if you can, is past the hole, slightly to the right of it.
Where Brooks was.
Right. Well, actually, the back edge of the green, and just slightly right of it, you're putting pretty straight up the hill then, right. So back into the breeze.
This is Tiger with 8 iron. This should be plenty of club. At the center of the green, just looking for it to get back there and move somewhat to the right.
Oh, he did. He missed it. Into that ridge, Bones. He didn't fly it past the edge of that ridge, and then it would have fed down a little bit more.
So for the amateurs, when you're downwind and the whole location is all the way in the back of the green, what's the thought process on the tee, Kurt?
Well, I think it depends on the green. This one has a big slope toward the back, so you just try to land it somewhere on top of that slope and let it feed back there. That ball sat right down, too, on top.
Well, you would certainly expect that Justin took note of what happened there with Tiger's ball, which might render him a little bit more aggressive on this tee shot.
Looks like that might be a 7-iron, Bones.
This ball on the same line as Tiger's. It's a question of whether how deep into the green it'll be.
This should release. Yeah, that's more like what they're looking for. And surprisingly, it didn't roll out. I thought it might roll out even more than that, but it's a putt he'll have to be careful with, but still makeable.
Yeah, he's got a good chance. What a magical year it was for Justin Thomas. He ended it at the Tour Championship on Sunday by hoisting the FedEx Cup trophy. Well, the stars have come out, not only on social media all week long to watch Tiger Woods on television, but how about in person? Rafa Nadal is in the house. That's pretty cool.
It's awesome. I don't know who's fitter, he or Tiger.
Man.
I'm going to go Rafa,
You a tennis
just
guy at
for
all?
now, because Tiger had the back injury.
You a tennis guy at all?
A little.
It's amazing watching him.
Oh, yeah. They're great
man.
athletes.
He and Federer, just amazing watching them go head to head. Back to Tiger at 2.
Really fast, downhill, down grain, downwind. This is as testy a 40-footer as you'll find this week.
Maybe that's why Kisner was so careful with it.
Well, it is.
Now that we've seen that putt.
I mean, it's too far by. He doesn't like it there, but I'd rather be by the hole than short of the hole for my next one.
Over to 1 and Kevin Chappell.
First time he's played in the Hero. Coming off a monster year. Made himself something like $4 million this year. Won for the first time.
So now Justin Thomas is lining up his birdie putt. Look at his reaction to Tiger's.
Waiting for it to stop.
Yeah. Shake of a head. These Bermuda greens, Bones, have gotten fast over the last 3 days.
Incredibly slick out here, Steve, and these guys don't typically lag 15-footers, but this shouldn't have too much speed on it when it gets to the hole.
Man, look at that. Let's go back to the first and the second shot of Tommy Fleetwood.
I love that golf swing. Leading the field this week in greens and regulation.
Good shot.
Hit over 70% of the greens on the European Tour. Just, man, he's a solid ball striker.
Back at 2, Tiger lining up this par save. And Bones, over the years when he was the best player in the world, he used to tell me all the time, it wasn't the birdies that kept him rolling along. It was those par saves of about this distance that kept his momentum in check.
100%, Steve. I think it's putts like these that made him the best player in the world for so long. He was just so mentally tough and had this innate ability to get it done when he really needed to.
Bones, your guy didn't do too bad a job in that area either.
Yeah, he knocked a couple in.
He saved a few pars from all over the place.
Oh, there's another one. And Rafa loves it. By the way, Rafa, #1 player in the world in tennis, he is a massive golf fan. Loves golf. I don't know what kind of game he has. One of the great competitors in all of sports is Rafa Nadal. Good to see him out here supporting his friend Tiger Woods. Now Justin Thomas's try.
Got so much better in so many different areas of his game this year, and led to that huge year. Putting was better. His wedge play was fantastic this year. His dad's his coach. He's got a really just a solid base around him. Good team.
We go to the first, and just off the green is Kevin Chappell.
Should go left, a little uphill. A good try. The wedge shot wasn't particularly good.
If he putts well, he's going to be in the mix a lot of the time. That's how good a player he is.
And he's long. If he putts well, he'll win a tournament every year.
Let's go to 3.
Yeah, the par 5. Tiger Woods bogeyed this hole yesterday. Wind coming a little bit off the right, we believe, Bones. So we should see what happens here. Tiger talked about the second shot here on this hole. Just roasted a 3-wood 280 yards, actually went over the green and then had some problems around the green. That led to that bogey. He did birdie this hole the first 2 days, so good opportunity for Tiger right now.
Yeah, this right to left wind in this healthy size fairway really fits these guys' eyes. As far as they both hit it, I can see them really pounding one off this tee. And that's just what this is. This is perfect.
Yeah, look at the numbers up there on the left. 178. We've seen that all week. He had a couple this week that hit 180 ball speed, which is way up there. Now the carry 285, but that's big time. The tour average ball speed is rounded up is 169, so he's well above that.
Now Thomas here with driver.
Friendly rivalry with these two. I think there'll be nothing left in the bag here in terms of speed. And that's hammered also.
Same ball speed. And doesn't quite carry there, Todd, but that's pretty impressive that Tiger has the same ball speed that Justin Thomas does.
Indeed. They'll pull out the needle on each other as well. Let's go to one.
Tommy Fleetwood, his last round as a single man. He's getting married on Tuesday right here on the grounds at Albany. He misses that birdie try at the first. I should qualify that and say he hopes it's his last round as a single man. Charley Hoffman. Boy, has he played well the first 3 days. First time ever playing in the Hero World Challenge. Just having a fabulous time here in the Bahamas. Why wouldn't you? One of his golfing idols was this man, Tiger Woods, the host. Off to a pretty decent start today.
Good pairing here for these two guys. Justin Thomas, Tiger Woods playing together in round 4 here at the Hero Challenge. They both hit pretty good tee shots off of number 3. We're going to take a look at the ball flight. Justin Thomas in the blue line, he turned it over, so a little lower trajectory. Tiger, I was trying to turn it over, I believe. He was trying to go over that bunker. Blocked it out a little bit, but still 178 mile an hour ball speed for those two players.
And now Thomas will be first to hit. Got a fairway medal in his hand.
He sure does, and this is all about setting up your angle here. 280 yards to the hole, but what both these guys will want to do is, if they miss, they want to miss right, so they have plenty of green to chip with. And this is headed well right.
Careful over there, lots of spectators and players alike. It's tough over there. Bones, what angles Tiger have here?
Tiger's got a great angle. He's got 277 yards, just 3 yards less than Justin, but he's probably still smarting a little bit from the 6 he made here yesterday. So as with Justin, you would expect this ball here to be either short of the green or to the right of the flag.
This is that 2 hybrid that he's carrying.
Wow, we really went after that.
Boy, this is good looking.
Wow. So that ball flew. Oh, man.
Hang on.
That is a bad break. Really bad. He flew that thing 265 in the air with that 2-iron. My gosh, here it is. The strike again. Shallow approach to the ball and sends this 2-iron. He loves this club. He can hit it high. He can draw it. This thing started riding with the wind a little bit. Look at how high it's going. That's a 2-iron loft. This thing is absolutely smoked. Watch how hard he swings at it. And the old recoil. Remember when we used to see that all the time?
What bad back?
There is no problem with that back, is there?
No, Tiger Woods ripping it out early in the final round here at the Hero World Challenge.
I hit it long.
And out at the third, Justin Thomas missing it to the right now with his third to the green, Bones.
Tough sledding here, Todd. He's got about 60 yards. He's got to fly this bunker in front of him, and then straight downwind has to stop it on these incredibly quick greens. Anything here inside 20 feet would be fantastic, I think. This needs to sit. Oh, and it does.
It's one of the toughest shots in golf. I don't care if you're playing from a sandy native area. And you can't ground your club. Hitting that long sand shot. Now we Go to Tiger's third here in the collection area.
Good thing for Tiger is that he's chipping straight into the wind. He's looking possibly like he's going to bump this.
Pretty good, considering the struggles that these players have all had around the greens. That was not bad.
I agree with you, Kurt.
Another look at the action here. Came in kind of square, de-lofted a little bit, trying to bump it into the hill, like Bones said. Well played.
The defending champion, Hideki Matsuyama, begins the round 7 shots back of Charley Hoffman. Oh, how about that?
Goodness.
I was about to say a year ago he had a 7-shot lead after 54 holes. Now he's 7 back, but no longer. Now he's only 5 back.
The club twirl, and I thought, well, it's got to be pretty good.
Wow.
It was better than that.
Look at this shot. Yikes. That is fantastic. Oh, Hideki.
Sir.
A happy camper. Why wouldn't you smile? You jarred at the first. Let's go to 3 again.
And Tiger surveying his putt here for birdie on the third. And Bones, what does he have?
Well, the thing I like about what he's got here is he's got that momentum carrying over from number 2, where he made a 10-footer to keep his round going. Obviously, it's early, but you don't want to make any bogeys early on a day when you're trying to pass people. But let's just see if he keeps that good feeling here.
Oh, yeah, with confidence.
A little better than yesterday, Todd. He didn't make a birdie until the 14th hole.
And bogey this hole yesterday as well. We go back to 2.
And Tommy Fleetwood, oh boy.
Ooh.
What's he going to do here?
Looks like he might have to go into the fringe or close and then down the hill. That makes it even more difficult to get it close.
Look at the speed here.
Yeah, that's just, well, you're putting up into that fringe. You're assuming it's going to scrub a little speed off going through there.
Let's go back to 3. Sorry, Todd.
Yeah, Justin Thomas now. Maybe a little bit of teach from Tiger's putt.
Absolutely, and to cap off what would be a brilliant up and down. What a third shot that was.
And a little bewildered for the reigning player of the year on the PGA Tour. So he'll tap that in for his 3rd consecutive par.
Now Kevin Chappell, a little deep with his tee shot at 2.
This is a good angle to putt from, though. Be aggressive.
That was a moment ago. He races it in. Now we're with Tommy Fleetwood. Boy, that ball went racing by, huh?
It's quick. I mean, Attaway. Good save. It's
save.
really steep down that slope. I'm surprised a couple times we've seen players leave it short.
As we go out to the 4th, Tiger Woods has a driver in hand, Bones.
He does, Steve, and this is an interesting hole here. It's the fairway's got to be roughly 70-80 yards wide, but there's a little mini volcano of rough right in the middle of the fairway that these players have to negotiate. The balls will land right around the middle part of this little mountain of rough. So let's see what Tiger does here. He's got to feel great having made those 10-12 footers on the last 2 holes.
Yeah, that rough mound you're talking about starts at about 280. It goes to about 320.
And this looks really good. It should cutting it off that little mound of rough onto the right side of the fairway, I think.
He's got to be really happy with the way he has driven it this week. He's hit a ton of good drives.
I couldn't agree with you more, Kurt. I mean, I cannot overstress how good Tiger looks out here. He looks so happy. He looks so healthy. It's just fantastic to see him in this kind of environment, is enjoying it as much as he is. JT on a very similar line.
Be interesting to see where these 2 balls end up.
Now, there's the rough he was talking about. That is just a bad break right there. That thing is right in the middle of the fairway. And now he's got a flyer lie.
All right, fresh off a 2 at 1. Here's Hideki at the 2nd. Does he have a Sunday charge in him?
Trying to hit something hard up that left side of the green and fade it in there. There's the slope. He's right on top of it.
Oh, another couple of feet, and that ball would have been about 20 feet closer to the
Needed
hole.
about 3 more yards, and he would have funneled right down that hill.
But that deuce at the first has climbed him into a tie for second. Only one player has ever won the Hero World Challenge in back-to-back years. That's the host, Tiger Woods, but that could propel Hideki closer to the lead. Back at the Hero World Challenge, the leader, Charley Hoffman, by 5, warming up in and around the greens. It's been difficult to negotiate in and around the greens if you're chipping or pitching, or if you end up on the apron. It is not easy if you miss the greens here at Albany.
No, it's not. Not going to be easy from that lie here for Justin Thomas either.
Kurt, as you compare the two swings of Tiger and Justin, what do you see?
They load into that right side, and then they push up off through impact. They're both giving it as all they can give it. And of course, Justin Thomas gets up off his heels. He's on his toes at impact, both heels off the ground. Tiger, this is so much better than he swung the club last year. His attack angle is much shallower, a lot better, probably because he's so healthy. How about Justin?
172 yards, and this is nothing but defense here. He's going to look to land this ball around the front of the green and have it run on from here, but this is tough going here.
That's about as good as you could do, I think, from that lie.
And Kurt, I got to tell you that because these guys weren't able to get it past this this big mound of rough, Tiger chose to play into the right fairway here, which is 15 yards wide.
Replay coming out of there. Tough to control it out of Bermuda rough as far as how far it's going, but Tiger in the fairway.
Beautiful drive, just 158.
Stay there. Stay there.
Asking it to hang on to the right side of the green.
Hang on, there's a little slope there. A little unlucky. He's fine, and the good news is he's putting back uphill going that direction. So as quick as these greens are, you want to be putting uphill.
Let's go back to Hideki and his birdie try, the second.
See if he can get the speed right. It seems like there's almost no in between there. We've seen guys leave it 8-9 feet short, and then we see this where they're 6-8 feet by.
That is some kind of hole location.
It's weird.
Back to the first and Rickie Fowler.
He's just got to be chomping at the bit to hit this wedge shot. Probably thought it was going to be even better than that.
Now Hideki for the comebacker.
Not a lot of break uphill.
Oh, they're so aggressive from that side after it races by with the first putt.
Makes all the difference if you're putting slightly uphill, especially if you're putting back into the wind, which that is.
As we continue to take you around the golf course, setting it up for this final round. Our first look at 7, the drivable par 4.
336 yards to the hole today downwind.
Oh, it got out of the bunker, and that might be a bad break.
Yeah, he probably would have been better off in the bunker where he might have been able to spin it. He's not going to be able to spin that one.
Well, that's going to be difficult. Now Patrick Reed loves that Tiger look on Sunday.
Would have been fun if they hadn't got paired together.
In deference, by the way, to Tiger Woods. Actually, you know, I heard something yesterday. Hideki Matsuyama played with Tiger yesterday and wore red and black, and he told him before the day he was wearing it because he wanted to pay homage to Tiger Woods.
Really?
Patrick Reed does the same on Sundays. So Tiger's influence in this sport is immense.
As much money as Tiger's brought into the game and these guys are making, they should all send him a Christmas gift, believe me.
A little bit earlier on the range, there's Tiger having a little bit of fun with Patrick Reed. Is Tiger's technically red there, by the way?
It's a little different, isn't it?
Not quite the sharp red we're used to seeing that Patrick is wearing. You know what? These guys should fist pump Tiger.
You kidding me?
I mean, they
make millions because of that guy.
He changed the game. changed the economics of this sport like no one has in the history of the game. We go to 4 and Justin Thomas.
Just to judge it and keep it within 40 feet on this second. This now hooking in there for his birdie.
These greens are rolling. Now Rickie Fowler. He loves putting on fast surfaces.
He loves putting, period. Had a great year putting the ball this past season.
Yeah.
It just has such a, his hands are really light on the putter grip, and then there's just that little bit of release through there. It just looks pure.
He doesn't die them in the hole. He loves to hit the back of the cup. Now Tiger from just off the green.
I'm curious to see what this does, Steve. I had it going left, but the grain and the wind are left to right, so we'll see if it holds it up.
Oh, it popped up.
It sure did. Got airborne. Little unlucky the ball didn't stay on the green. He would have been a great spot to putt from, but watch this. Drives it into that Bermuda, and it pops straight up. Way more than normal.
Yeah, we never got a chance to see what the ball would do as described by Bones, because the ball popped up right from the get-go. Now Thomas with a rather lengthy par save. As the greens get faster over the course of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Kurt, how much of an adjustment is it for these players to get used to what's going on?
It definitely has to be an adjustment that they make, and hopefully the practice putting green is exactly the same, because they need to hit a lot of long putts to dial it in. But sometimes you get out on the course and the greens are kind of popped up. They're exposed to the wind. They're drying out. They get quick.
Rickie Fowler has now gotten to the second tee after making a birdie at 1.
See if he can get it to feed down that slope. This should be really good. It's going to get past the hole, but you almost couldn't putt from a better spot.
Again, that's the aggressive side, so he'll make an excellent run at that birdie 2 at the second. And that's the 5th hole.
159, and they've moved. You can see where the signage is. That's the players back right over there. They've moved the tee to the left for them now, so a little bit different angle, but only 159 yards today.
We talked about the influence on and off the golf course for Tiger as he was getting fist pumped there by Patrick Reed. In 1996, 9 players, this is his first year he turned pro, 9 players earned $1 million or more on the PGA Tour. Throughout the Tiger era, fast forward to 2017, 102 players earned $1 million or more. So, Bones, you were out there for the better part of the entire run for Tiger Woods. The players of today know exactly what Tiger has meant to them both on and off the golf course.
You better believe it. You know, you just can't go on enough about what he did for everybody out here. Players, caddies, officials, members of the media. He made it bigger and better for everybody. And as you guys mentioned, it's 159 here, left to right wind. This is an 8-iron, so this should just be a smoothie that he's going to let the wind bring in from the left. It's a good-looking shot if it's the right number.
Yeah, good shot. That flag stick's pretty tight to that right side. Anywhere around it's pretty good.
At the 7th, Daniel Berger. You talked about that tough lie.
Wow, is that any good? I'm telling you, he took some risk to do what he did, but it paid off. That is so good. Downwind, when he gets it on the green, it's downhill, down grain.
Well, he's played some good golf. Yesterday, a 70 with Charley Hoffman, best of the day. He's already 2 under so far as he has a birdie try at 7. And we go back to 5 now. And Bones, Justin Thomas is on the right side of the tee.
Exactly. And with Justin coming off a slow start here on the first few holes, you got to make some hay right here.
Smooth swing.
Seems to like it.
Trying to bring it in from the left. Yep, solid.
A couple of good shots there by Justin and Tiger, but that man is in total control. 5 shots ahead of the rest of the field. Charley Hoffman That is the man who owns the course record here, 62 a couple of years ago in the final round in 2015, the first year the Hero World Challenge was played here. And he also has a home here, lives here, very familiar with this golf course.
Yeah, he is. And he tees off in 5 minutes. He's 9 under par. He's going to try to chase down Charley Hoffman today.
How about the final round comebacks? Dustin Johnson, #1 player in the world, rolling along in Shanghai, and Justin Rose came all the way back from 5 shots to get the victory.
Yeah, that was just like a month ago. He came from 8 back.
It's amazing. As we go to #2 and see if Rickie Fowler puts that aggressive putt on it.
Needs to up that hill. Yeah! Tell you what, he's
birdie.
He sees a lot of putts these days that he can make.
Let's go to 5 and Justin Thomas. Dustin seems like he's kind of stuck in neutral right now. Jordan Spieth about to hit a second shot at 1.
106 yards. Wind out of the left, some kind of sand wedge. Not in love with that.
Back to 5 and see if Tiger can make another birdie.
These are not easy reads for Justin and Tiger here, and the pin is on a high spot, which makes you wonder if the ball is going to keep breaking when it gets to the hole.
Gets there. There you go.
Well, unlike yesterday, when he was making bogeys in his first 6 holes, Tiger has a clean scorecard, 2 under par, as he steps up to the tee in a couple of minutes at another par 5. Now Berger. Can he make a 3rd birdie today?
That's too bad. That would have been one heck of an up and down from where his drive ended up.
All right, we pick up with Cooch. Matt Kuchar on the 3rd. This is 3rd shot to the par 5. And by the way, Matt Kuchar is playing that event that Steve was talking about next week, and if he gets shots like that, he'll be in contention. We now jump ahead to the 6th, the par 5, and Tiger bogeyed this par 5 on Saturday, looking to bounce back like he did on the 3rd hole. And wow, Bones, Tiger, like you mentioned, with not only swinging it well in balance, but great speed with the driver. It is a joy to watch, especially with this stick.
It's nice to have the big man back, but as we talked about yesterday, this par 5 is as far from a pushover as any par 5 I've seen in a long time. This is my first trip here, and these guys would gladly take it in the middle of the fairway with 80 or 90 yards to the hole in their 3rd. The drive's a little tricky, and then the layup is even tougher, so got to execute here. This looks to be on a really nice line, just looking for the wind to hold it up so it doesn't go through the fairway.
He didn't even want to watch it land. He said it was so good. So it's like left side of the fairway there.
That's the other thing about it, Todd, is another look at the strike on the ball there. Took it right off the top of the tee. Probably pretty much leveled out on the attack angle there. But he's driving it so accurately this week. It's not just the distance.
Indeed. And now Hideki Matsuyama, who's 2 under on his round so far today. This is 3rd from the native sandy area. That one's going to run out to a nice distance for birdie. Matsuyama off to a great start.
Jordan Spieth's used to hitting wedges a little bit closer than this, but he still has a birdie try at 1.
And it's in that range that he loves. He actually didn't putt the ball that well this past season from 10 feet and in, especially for him.
We saw that nice 3rd shot by Matt Kuchar. Let's see if he can capitalize. Oh, yeah. There they are. Those fans who yell Cooch made their way to the Bahamas. All right, let's go to the first tee.
Welcome to the final round of the 2017 Hero World Challenge. This is the 12:05 starting time. First on the tee from Rancho Santa Fe, California, please welcome Charley Hoffman.
2017, the calendar year, a year of firsts for Charley. He's making his first ever start here. He made his first ever President's Cup team, and he won the most money he's ever made in any single PGA Tour season, $4.1 million.
Taking a deep breath there before he hits this tee shot, trying to settle those nerves.
Beautiful golf swing here. Starts it at the center when pushing it toward the right section of the fairway.
That'll work.
Next on the tee, from London, England, please welcome Justin Rose.
No surprise to see Justin in the final group on Sunday here at the Hero World Challenge. He lives here, knows the golf course well, and Curdy's been playing some excellent golf. Has 2 victories in his last 8 starts, and he's had 8 straight top 10s in those 8 starts.
Basically been the best player the last couple months in professional golf with those 2 huge wins, one in Shanghai, one in Turkey. He's usually a little longer than Charley. Not much there, but both good drives.
So Hoffman walks towards the fairway with a 5-shot lead.
Back in the third, here's Matsuyama for a birdie, leading the field in bogeys this week, but off to a great start on Sunday. He's 3 under through his first 3 holes, and the defending champion making some noise here on this Sunday in Albany, as well as Tiger Woods under par in his round. All smiles, great swing, and those around him watching are smiling as well. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Jordan Spieth on the second.
It's 7-iron. Trying to air it out. Same shot up the left side. The wind drifted. Shot.
Man, it is hard to get the ball close today.
Yeah, that's a much better spot than short, though.
We've seen some fireworks over the years here at the par 3 second, most notably a couple of years ago. First round, 172 yards, 6-iron in hand at the second, Jordan Spieth. And he crawls it in there for the ace.
Oh.
And Erban Lahiri playing along with him. Jordan Spieth off to a nice start. How about Francesco Molinari here at 2? What a swing.
I love it. Just so simple, repeatable. This could be good.
Yeah.
This could be good if
when
it
you
keeps
dive
going.
on the hill, yeah.
The best we've seen so far by a
far.
mile.
Molinari and Hoffman, the only players with 3 under par rounds this week. Speaking of Charley, there he is at 1.
Just a wedge, might even be a gap wedge for Charley from 127. That's a really good start. Drove it right down the middle of the fairway. Quality wedge shot.
So you don't want to bogey the first in the final round.
All right, back at the 6th, and Bones was telling us how difficult a layup it is here on this par 5. Mission accomplished for Tiger Woods, Jim.
Got that step down, Todd, but now the third part of the puzzle, which is only 86 yards. But what he's going to want to do here is obviously hit this ball 8-10 feet or less, but keep it under the hole so he can have a putt that doesn't have too much speed. Flighting the ball down.
Get up.
Good distance control. Tugged it just a little, but still a good chance for birdie there.
I almost think that was a pitching wedge. Just a little touch one. Look at it here. There should be a little shaft lean, but it just took a bunch off of it. He hit a pitching wedge the other day. I think it was in round 1 at 14 from 88 yards, and it was a beauty back into the breeze.
Back at 1, Justin Rose.
Asking for a little help. So-so from that yardage.
Let's get you over to 3.
Rickie Fowler now hitting his 3rd on the par 5, laid up to 156 yards. Fowler coming off a solo 2nd at Mayakoba on the PGA Tour, and wow, Rickie Fowler off to a great start. A couple of birdies, looking for his third.
You know, the kids love Rickie Fowler, and they can enjoy the game as well. From east to west, and the PGA Junior League is one of the game's fastest growing programs. 8 teams of junior golfers advanced and traveled to Scottsdale, Arizona to compete in the 2017 PGA Junior League National Championship. Our coverage comes Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Tommy Fleetwood on the 5th.
Asking for it to get down.
So,
he's particular about how far it goes. Good shot.
He's got a high standard if he's asking for that to get down. Now Spieth, just beyond the hole at 2.
Big hooker.
No shame in having a 3 on your card at the 2nd today. Can Rickie Fowler keep it rolling, Todd?
Yeah, looking for his 3rd consecutive birdie on his many holes. Here he is. Relatively short putt. He's been putting beautifully in the first 2 holes. This has got a really good shot of going in. Yeah. And Rickie Fowler is coming out. He's wanting to take a run at this tournament. Is now 10 under par, and Fowler 4 off the lead of Charley Hoffman thanks to 3 consecutive birdies. Fowler now tied for 2nd with Matsuyama, who's also off to a great start at 3 under through 3.
Noted Justin Rose has a birdie try at 1.
Yeah, this coming from a hole high is going to work a little from right to left.
Well, he had it pretty well figured out, except for that speed part of it. It feels like a completely different day, though, doesn't it?
Without question.
It was tough yesterday at this time of the day, but we're seeing a lot more birdies, and Molinari has a great look for birdie here at 2.
By far the best shot we've seen so far today. Look how delicate that was.
Yeah, look where it ended up.
Let's go back to 1. And I was kidding earlier about Hoffman going off to a bogey. You had mentioned that yesterday, but when you shake the cobwebs out and then roll along, it's okay. But in the final round with a 5-shot lead, Noda, you're looking to get off to a fast start, and Charley is aiming at this one.
And aside from the early round nerves that he probably has, this is a really easy putt. Not a ton of break in it.
There you go.
I mean, you can't get off to a better start than that, especially if you're feeling a little bit of nerves, which he said yesterday he was. He drove it right in the fairway, hit a wedge in close, knocked it right in the back of the hole.
It's amazing. Yesterday you said if he gets that bogey out of the way, maybe he'll shake it off. No, but he went birdie. Now he gets birdie on 1. Let's see what he does on 2 and 3
Yeah, we'll see.
after getting off to such a great start. And his career best FedEx Cup finishes. Charley's been a consistent player on the world stage for the last few years. Let's go to 6.
All right, here's Tiger for birdie after surveying from both sides. Not quite the read there, but he will tap in for par to remain at 2 under on the day and 6 under for this tournament. And Tiger Woods swinging freely without much pain. And as we take a look at the leaderboard, Charley Hoffman, 5-shot advantage thanks to that birdie on the first. We'll be back.
We are back with Charley Hoffman. Dream start with that birdie at the first.
Got pretty simple action. Not a lot can go wrong with that swing. And another really good shot. Well thought out, well struck, and in a perfect spot to putt from.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of putts made from that side of the hole today. Tiger Woods has driver in his hand at the short par 4 7th.
336 to the hole today.
Do something good.
Oh, how about that?
Man, he asked for it to do something good. Great. Look at that shot.
Just carried the bunker. He'll have that for eagle. What a tee shot that was.
I'm not trying to do what he just did.
I'm trying to remember if we've seen someone land it on the green on 7 so far this week. That was a great shot.
Another look at the swing. Another good swing. It's just so much more rotation this year. That he's not steep on the way down and then popping that left shoulder up to make room. It's just so much better this year.
Let's see what Justin Thomas does now.
Right! Get lucky. Get lucky.
Settle, and it'll be okay.
Get lucky. I'm going to go down that fairway.
Won't be easy from there, but at least he's still in grass.
A little wide of the target. That shot by Tiger Woods was phenomenal. He has an eagle try to inch that much closer to the lead. Rickie Fowler, birdie, birdie, birdie start. Looking for 4 in a row here at the 4th.
Coming from the left side of the fairway, he's got a nice angle to that hole location on the right. Oh, stay up there now. Remember, Tiger's just fed off the green. That's a big difference right there. That'll be a smooth putt.
Let's go back to the second, see if Charley Hoffman can add another one. The birdie he made at 1 was his 24th of the week. That ties Tiger Woods, which was the best of the week last year, and he still has 16 holes to play. Speaking of last year, the champion Hideki Matsuyama is off to a very nice start this afternoon. Eagle at 1 when he holed out. Birdie at 3. Doesn't seem to love that, but you never know with Hideki.
That's true. It's not that bad, really.
He always has some odd reactions to some really good shots. Now Justin Rose has a par save here at the second.
Not a good place to putt for par from. That putt had a bunch of break to the left.
Over at the 7th. This doesn't look pretty from that angle, Bones.
Tough spot here, Steve, and he's talking it over with his caddy Jimmy Johnson right now as to whether he should bump it or just play more of an explosion type shot and fly it on the green. But I think he's not yet sure what he wants to do.
What would you do, Kurt?
If I could get on the back of the ball, I'd come in lower and bump it in there. But if you can't get cleanly on the back of the ball, Bones, you pretty much have to go up.
Exactly right, especially after out of this gnarly Bermuda.
I think I might just have to do that. I mean, I feel like this is okay. You just have to hope for the best sort of thing, you know what I mean? I think that's the right thing.
He's rehearsing that lower bump, I think.
I think there's no question that if this shot gets away from him a little bit, you'd rather it be with a bump than with the flying the wedge on the green. Just came out really soft.
I guarantee you a little bit of grass got between the club face and the back of the ball.
Let's go over to the 4th and Rickie Fowler. Can he make it for his 4th straight?
That would be a yes. The whole difference between him and Tiger was Tiger had to deal with the fringe and it popped up in the air. Rickie stayed on the green, no problem. Boom, right in the back of the hole.
Yeah, that's a great point. Now he's the runner-up. He's in second alone, just 4 shots back. Hideki Matsuyama at the 5th. Not going to get there. Let's see what's happening at 3.
Yeah, Jordan Spieth now, his 3rd at the par 5. Jordan said yesterday that this is the most difficult course to chip on because of the grain and the elevated greens, these collection areas. Not too bad there. Let's go to 4.
Where Patrick Reed is lining up this birdie putt.
On pretty much the same line as Fowler, so a good read.
So Patrick makes 2 birdies, but he's lost 2 shots to the guy he's playing with because Fowler has birdied them all so far.
These guys might feed off each other all day. If they keep making birdies, they could both go low.
Now Tiger Woods. He has this eagle try coming up, and you think it might be makeable, Jim?
I think it's makeable, Steve. There's not a lot of movement. It's back into the wind. A putt he can take a swing at, and I think that obviously not only is this for 2, but we've got some serious fist pump potential here if this can go.
Tiger curls that one in for an eagle. Wow. What a putt. Take a look at this.
What a difference a day makes. Perfect speed.
Look at the reaction. Get in there. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yesterday, Tiger was 3 over
Through 7. Yeah.
Today, he's 4 under through 7.
He was 5 over through 10 yesterday.
Game. Crazy game, Todd.
Yeah, and Jordan Spieth now trying to get within 5 of Charley Hoffman with his birdie attempt. Oh.
Way that just missed there. I mean, there's no chance that just missed on that side.
Jordan has been frustrated with his putting all week. Hasn't putted his best. We're not used to seeing Jordan Spieth missing quite a bit, but he's done so some this week. Take a look at Tiger Woods again. And for those who question his back, just look at the reaction. Hey, that takes some flex in the back. Yes! Eagle on 7.
Fresh off that eagle 2 at the 7th. Here's Tiger at the 8th.
217 to that back hole location. Probably playing more like 230 back into the breeze. Definitely flighted that down a little bit. Trajectory down. Great swing. Great shot. Leaves an uphill putt.
Let's go back to the 3rd.
Charley Hoffman with a fairway medal going for this green in 2. 271 out.
Down.
Oh, he's telling it to get down. Not sure if he tugged it.
Soft.
Okay, we've seen a lot of balls there. It's going to be a tricky little 3rd for our leader. Let's go to 12.
Second shot of Brooks Koepka. Not exactly how you want to be in the water when you're here in the Bahamas, is it?
Cup lower par. I don't think he's having that much fun.
Ugh.
And having less now.
White pants not helping today. It's just compounding a tough week for Brooks here at the Hero World Challenge.
You know what the good news is?
What's that?
He's still going to get paid.
Yeah, and paid handsomely. Charley Hoffman, he's looking to get the whole thing. Leads by 4. Well, you can't birdie them all if you haven't birdied the first 4. Here's Rickie. Missed the green, however, at the 5th.
A little tougher to make birdie from here.
Best sand player on tour last year. Oh!
Okay.
How about that? Man, oh man, look at that scorecard. And look at the stretch he has coming up. 6, a reachable par 5. 7 is a reachable par 4.
Only 3 shots back, too. I wonder if Charlie's paying attention to scoreboards out there.
9 is also a par 5. He's got a lot of stuff coming up here in the next hour or so. Fowler jars it from the bunker at 5 for 5 straight birdies. He's made 6 straight before. It came earlier this year at the BMW Championship in the first round. So he has 1 more to play, and it is a par 5. Let's go to 3.
Charley Hoffman going with a fairway medal with his 3rd here to the par 5.
That's the safe play, Todd. I mean, if you pitch it from there and you catch it a little bit heavy, you come right back to your feet.
All right, Tiger Woods now. Can he make another one, Bones?
Well, fantastic execution off the tee just to have this putt up the hill with very little movement.
Had a good chance. A little more speed, and that had a really good chance of going in.
Par.
It's a Tiger remains 4 under par in his round today.
It's just amazing the difference between Tiger on Saturday and Tiger on Sunday so far.
Shot 40 yesterday on the front 9. Here he is at 4 under par with a par 5 ninth to play. As we go to 4, and Francesco Molinari.
He's trying to work it in from the middle of the green over there to the right.
Good shot.
Yeah. He does that a lot.
Man, that is really, really good.
And
Back at 3 again.
Yeah, Hoffman trying to exercise some demons too. He has never converted a 54-hole lead into victory on the PGA Tour. And now with some heat being applied by Rickie Fowler, and Charlie's going to make at least a par on this par 5 here. Yeah, how do you shake that, Kurt? You know, to get over the hump and trying to convert a 54-hole lead into victory.
I mean, so far so good. I mean, he's off to a pretty good start here, I think, Todd. But he did mention, you know, he had a little nerves yesterday, so you expect more today. He said he has to overcome that. Normally, he can rely on his ball striking.
See what Jordan Spieth's up to here at the 4th, hitting his 2nd.
In that light rough, but I don't think it was a problem. Should have spin. Just pulled it a little.
Over at 12, Brooks Koepka. He's had a tough time in this hole.
He putted great, though. From outside of 25 feet last year, he led the tour in percentage of putts made. Things not going his way this week, but the U.S. Open champ, no doubt, will take some time off and get it together.
3 under through 11. That completely derails the momentum for Brooks.
Now Albany's own Justin Rose for birdie from just off the putting surface. And Justin Rose makes up for an early mistake. Get back to even par, 9 under on the tournament.
The 9th hole, it's been up and down for Tiger this week. He has a driver in his hands, and he has really driven the ball well on this hole this week, Bones.
That's right. Made an eagle here on Friday, and he's got to be thrilled with the 3 on 8, where you got to think you pick up a half a shot on the field. That is up the right side. It's just a whether or not it flies the bunker, and it should.
That 178 mile an hour ball speed again to carry 291 right in the heart of the fairway. Boy, has he driven it well this week.
From one par 5 to another. What's happening at 6, Todd?
And Hideki Matsuyama hit his 2nd into that bush you see just to the right. He had to take an unplayable. This is his 4th to the par 5. That's a nice shot coming from the native sandy area, so he's got a chance for par.
The leader, Charley Hoffman, is now on the tee at 4.
Yeah, swinging the driver nice thus far today. This is another good swing. It's going to need a kick a little right off that mound in the middle of the fairway.
I think if you asked Charlie if he was 1 under through the first 3 and then drove it in the 4th fairway to start his day, he'd be pretty happy with that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Moment ago at 7. Here's Kevin Chappell.
Drove it basically hole high, and man, he clipped it right off of that. Look at
Kevin. Yeah. Man, we've seen some good stuff happen at the 7th today. An eagle from Tiger. A chip in for eagle for Kevin Chappell. The leaders will be there shortly. We'll have to wait and see what they do. Right now, hottest man on the golf course is Rickie Fowler. 5 straight birdies to start his final round. While we were away, Jordan Spieth 2-putted for par at 4. This is Francesco Molinari putting for birdie.
Just kind of inside right. Oh, got it outside the hole.
Same thing we saw at 2. That's his bugaboo. He hits the ball so well. If he putts well, he'll be there. At 6?
Yeah, Hideki Matsuyama trying to save par. Up the hill. So he's going to drop back to 9 under. We go to 9.
Well, we've seen some tremendous drives Bones at number 9 from Tiger, but his second shots have been incredible as well.
Exactly, Stephen. He's going to need all of that here today. The pin is front left in a location where he didn't particularly enjoy himself on Thursday. And even though he's got 298, he's going to want to hit this ball just short of the green or to the right greenside bunker.
Got it cutting, and he hit it solid, it sounded like.
Yeah, this looks like it's really well executed here.
Oh,
That's the miss, though. As close as that was to being on the green, that's where you want to miss it. Straightforward up and down from there.
that was real close to getting over that.
He hits the 3-wood so far. He can hit it straight up when he wants. Really good swing.
All right, at the 4th, here's Charley Hoffman.
Nice swing to watch, Charley Hoffman. Great swinger of the golf club. Pretty nice shot here, leaking just a little right.
The first mistake he's sort of made here in the beginning. The wrong club, apparently.
Comes up well short.
Our 54 watch continues with Rickie Fowler. 5 straight birdies to start his round. Here he is, his 3rd on the par 5 6th. Oh, come on. How about that? Kurt, this is getting ridiculous.
It's getting awfully good is what it's getting.
Ridiculously good is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, wow. And how about that? Rickie Fowler looks to be on the move for 6 consecutive birdies right out of the gate. Stay with us. And Rickie Fowler, after that great 3rd, this short one for birdie and his 6th birdie in a row. Yeah. Yes. And Rickie Fowler is off to an incredible start. And he's now just 2 back of Charley Hoffman, the leader.
He's got a drivable par 4 next and a par 5 on this front 9.
Tiger's 3rd at the 9th coming up.
Little downwind, but plenty of green to work with. He is a different person today.
Charley Hoffman, after a missed hit with his 2nd.
That same club, fairway wood, trying to. That was a little shaky there, but trying to make sure he doesn't chunk it.
Now Jordan Spieth at the 5th has an uphill birdie putt. All pars thus far for Jordan. Birdies flying all over the golf course. You're going to get lapped if you shoot an even par 72 out here today. All right, Bones. Tiger, after a beautiful bunker shot, has this little one for birdie.
Absolutely, Stephen. I was walking up to the green here with Justin Thomas, who is so fired up, and not because he had a 10 or 12 foot for eagle, but because of what he's witnessing out here today. He said, "This is unbelievable. I'm having the time of my life, no matter what I'm shooting." So this is a great place to be right now.
You know, Kurt, you forget these young stars. They've really never played with him when he was at his best. He had a tremendous year in 2013, but if you look at all these great young players, they really never saw it up close and personal like Justin is today as he stepped up and had this eagle putt.
Well, they certainly watched him through those years,
right,
and
but
were
never played with
him. Yeah, it's got to be great for a guy like Justin Thomas to be able to play with him in competition. Didn't know if that was ever going to happen.
Now Charley Hoffman trying to make his par. He hasn't even reached the green yet.
Yeah, a little sloppy after a good drive.
Well, that 5-shot lead that he began the day with through 4 holes is now down to 1. If he makes that putt coming back. Now Spieth's par.
He looked at the hole. I tell you, he misses a lot of putts inside of 4 or 5 feet.
Now Rose. Why is that, Gert?
I have no idea, but I mean, if you go back and look at what Tiger did from 3 feet and in, I don't know. He went seemed like he went years without hardly missing a 3-footer, whereas Jordan, as great as he is, misses quite a few.
Back to Hoffman. So he makes his bogey there at 4. Rickie Fowler has trimmed the lead to 1 thanks to an amazing stretch of golf. 6 consecutive birdies to start his final round at this Hero World Challenge. Amazing run by Fowler, who is now on the tee at the short par 4 7th, that same 7th hole that Tiger reached with a driver and then made the eagle putt. We'll document it all with Rickie Fowler over on NBC. It comes your way at the top of the hour. Final round coverage of that Hero World Challenge will be over on NBC with Gary and Terry stepping into the booth. Thanks for joining us all week long here on Golf Channel. For all of the hardworking women and men on the crew, it's been a fabulous week. See you in a couple minutes on NBC.
The images are the same, but it is a much different day of golf than yesterday here at the Albany Resort in the Bahamas as the final round of the 19th edition of the Hero World Challenge is underway. Terry Gannon along with Gary Koch. How about what Tiger has done so far today?
Huge turnaround from his play yesterday. This at the drivable par 4 7th. Look how high he hits this tee shot to get it to land softly on a green that runs from front to back. That's his tee shot on a par 4.
Yeah, it's drivable. Dustin Johnson got it there to the edge earlier today, but that is by far the best that we have seen all week. Birdies at 3, 5. The eagle try then for Woods at 7.
Big swinger from the left. And perfect speed. Gravity takes over.
He would add another birdie at 9, go out in 5 under 31, get it to 9 under overall. Hideki Matsuyama, the defending champ, started the day at 7 under, 7 off the lead. This is second at the opener.
Yeah, a little twirl of the club. That means the player likes it for good reason.
To within 5, just like that. Within 5 of this man, Charley Hoffman, trying to close out a 54-hole lead. Very nice start.
Good tee shot, good second, nice putt, easy birdie.
He would add a bogey later, though, so drop back to where he started, 14 under. Birdies at the first 3 for Fowler. How about 4 in a row?
Why not?
Why not indeed? You get it on the surface, you can make those putts. Well, it's going to end here, the streak,
Well,
right?
now, wait a minute. He was #1 on the tour out of the sand last season.
Come on, Ricky. 5 in a row right out of the gate. And watch this, his third at the par 5-6 from 81 yards.
Yeah, playing back into the wind, and you really have to be able to control the spin to get a shot close from this yardage in these conditions. And I'd say that's about perfect.
Just go ahead and roll 6 out there on the table to start. 6 straight to get it to 13 under. Short time ago at the 5th. Charley Hoffman for par.
Oh, that was a little tentative.
5 holes, Gary, and the lead is gone. 0 for 4 trying to close out a lead after 54 holes. And look at that, Rickie Fowler through 6 holes. Birdies them all, sharing the lead at 13 under. And this a moment ago from the bunker. Par 4, remember?
Yeah, and I would imagine he will play a little right of the hole here, give himself some room. And he did.
So that's for 7 in a row. And the outright lead.
It can change in a hurry, can't it?
Just shake your head. So out in 31 for Tiger. Drove it in a divot here and struggled on this hole. This for bogey. So that torrid start for Woods completely turned it around from yesterday, but tough hole here to start the back 9. And Tiger will head to the par 5 11th. We go back to 7. Live look at Rickie Fowler for birdie and the outright lead.
No, it moves to the right. And how about 7 in a row?
Gary, the record is 9.
Well, don't bet against him.
He's closed it in. Got a par 3 next. What is going through your head at this point as a player? You've birdied every single hole, and just like that, Rickie Fowler has the lead on Sunday here in the Bahamas. Golf Channel on NBC and the PGA Tour are proud to present live final round coverage of the Hero World Challenge. 15 miles west of the capital city of Nassau, the Albany Resort offers every type of comfort and extravagance you can imagine. This week, you can maneuver your yacht in the marina, walk along the golden sand, and make your way to a championship golf course designed by Ernie Els. A course that is hosting 18 of the game's finest, who will try to avoid the high dunes and wild natural growth for one final day here in the Bahamas. Well, how quickly things change. Charley Hoffman, not that long ago, teed off the opener, made birdie, started the day with a 5-shot lead. It is gone right now. Rickie Fowler up by 1. He's going to birdie every one today?
No.
But you're going to go
predicting that, but I might be wrong.
Might be a risky proposition there. Patrick Reed, a very good day, double figures along with Francesco Molinari. Jordan Spieth in that second to last pairing along with Molinari. Justin Rose, who lives right here and has played so well, been red hot the last 8, 9, 10 events. And Justin Thomas getting an up close and personal look at Tiger and what he's doing today as we take you out to the play at 8. And Rickie, you know, I threw it out there a moment ago, but what is going through your mind as a player when you're starting like this?
Well, having never made 7 in a row on the PGA Tour, I've made 6, but never 7. I think the big thing is, you know, just stay out of your own way. It's obvious that things are going right. Just continue to do what you've been doing and, you know, have fun with it.
Pull up on the path, please. Thank you.
Trying not to think or overthink it at least?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Difficult par 3 here. Back into the breeze, 217 yards, back hole location. This is not a hole you're expecting to make a birdie on.
Unless you've made 7 in a row.
Let's see, is he going to get up? Yes, it is. Well, guess what?
Gary's got a chance.
Yes, he does.
And what was loose, smile, laughing, right now is serious. All business as we take you up to the 11th and the second for Woods.
We've seen him use this driving iron and hit some wonderful shots this week. And there's another one. Fantastic.
So Tiger with an opportunity there to get a couple after giving a couple back at the 10th. Glad to have you with us here on Sunday in the Bahamas. Terry Gannon once again with Gary Koch. Talk about Tiger just for a moment. What we have seen after yesterday had to feel like an old Tiger. Today, the Tiger of old. At least some glimpses, shots like that.
Yeah, absolutely, Terry. I mean, yesterday was a tough day to play on this golf course. No one broke 70. So Tiger got off to a rough start, but he finished up hitting some quality shots. Played the last 4 or 5 holes in 2 under par, and I think that gave him a little momentum going into today. I watched him on the range warm-up. It was near perfection. Trajectory, shapes, just everything that he was looking for, and obviously that's shown. I know he had a poor hole there at number 10, but we're seeing him hit some vintage Tiger Woods shots. I mean, shots from back around 1999, 2000, 2001, these towering long iron shots that very few people in the game can hit.
All right, you talk about seeing someone on the range and having a feeling, and he's feeling good. You went out there and saw Rickie Fowler today. Talked a little bit.
I did. I had a chance to talk to Rickie, and Rickie's always a positive kind of guy. But he said, you know, yesterday was really a little bit of an aberration. He goes, I shot 72 on a tough day, but I made a double bogey at number 9, hitting a couple of good shots, and I made a double bogey at 18, hitting a good drive. So, you know, I'm ready to go out and play well. Now, I don't know if he expected to make 7 straight birdies.
We talked about what might be going on in his mind. How about the mind of Charley Hoffman, who starts the day with a 5-shot lead and now is playing the 6th hole and he trails by 1?
Well, Charley's record with 54-hole leads is not good. Well, I know we've documented that already. He's 0 for 4 in that situation. What it's really going to come down to me is how well Charley Hoffman putts, the short putts. We saw him at Bay Hill this year, chance to win, missed several short putts coming in on the back 9.
On to the play at 6, and Peter Jacobson.
Thanks, Terry. There's been a 3-shot par 5 all week, back into the wind, and
He's not going to like this one, Jake.
oh, it's got to sit. Yeah, it stops short of going down into that bunker. Gary, I look at it this way. I think sleeping on a 5-shot lead is difficult, and now that it's gone, I think maybe that's going to re-energize Charley, and he's now the chaser.
And yesterday we looked up at the leaderboard, you and I, and throughout the day saw maybe 4 or 5 players under par. There's only 5 players who are not under par on the round.
Very different day, Terry, as far as the conditions are concerned. Wind not nearly as much of a factor.
See Tiger at 11. Steve Sands, what do you got?
Well, the only man who has more Grand Slam titles or major championships in the world of individual sports is this guy. We're standing with Rafa Nadal, the tennis great. Tiger with 14 majors, you with 16 Grand Slams. You're out here watching your good friend. What are your impressions of what you've seen so far from Tiger?
Oh, it's unbelievable, no? I have the luck to see him play, well, hundreds of times on TV. But on real, it's the second time, no? And it's so tough to come back like this after an injury and playing that way, no? 5 under for the first 9 holes, and now one mistake in the 10th, but now again, amazing shot.
We're going to watch an eagle putt here live with Tiger.
Let's see.
And it just stays out. You talked about coming back. That's another birdie for Tiger Woods. Coming back from injury, you know what that's like to do it at the elite level. What are your impressions of him coming back, not only just physically, but also how difficult it is mentally to do this?
Well, important thing is to be enough health to practice well, and to feel that you can do the things that you need to do to be back to your top. No, if he's healthy, I believe that he has everything to be back where he deserves to be. No?
We appreciate the time as always. Good luck with you at the Australian Open in a couple months.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go to 8.
Best watching the best as we watch Rickie Fowler for yet another one.
This one should turn a little left at the hole.
I mentioned 9 in a row. Markel Cavecchia, the record on the PGA Tour. 8 players have made 8 birdies in a row. And Rickie Fowler, 7 straight right out of the gate, and a par at the 8th. And up by 1. We drop back to the 6th.
Yeah, not a difficult shot here for Hoffman. He just has to worry about the strike, make a pretty hard swing at it. That's a good shot right there, well judged. So that should be a par 5 for Charley here at the par 5. So what a start for Rickie Fowler, just short on the 8th for making 8 birdies in a row. Still 7 in a row to start is pretty impressive. He's 1 ahead. We're back at the 6th. Justin Rose already with a birdie and a bogey on his card in his first 5 holes. This to get to 10 under. Perfect putt right there. So Justin Rose, but there's a lot of guys looking up at Fowler and Hoffman that are still in good position should anything crazy happen. Let's go to the 12th.
On this tee, 206 today, the par 3, and coming off another birdie is Tiger.
Well, good hole location back in the back left portion of this green, but you can get the ball near the hole, Terry, without flirting with the water that guards the left-hand side. The entire green from the middle of the green slopes back toward the hole location, so a good solid shot just over the right edge of that bunker you see in the...
Yeah, time to raise up your hand with the phone. Take a picture or video.
There you go, Tiger.
Somebody said be good.
Oh. We saw Brooks Koepka earlier today in that water, try to play out of there, leave it in, and finally get it out the second time. Tiger not in that, but just on the other side of that rake. Meanwhile, Fowler on the tee at 9.
This is one of the holes he had trouble with yesterday. Ended up making a double bogey, but off to a good start. That looks like a perfect tee shot.
Man, Gary looks so confident right now. I mean, that goes without saying. He birdied the first 7 holes, but just picking up the tee and walking away. Back to 7, and Justin Rose getting set. No gay out there.
Yeah, after an early bogey, Rose coming back with a couple birdies in the past few holes. Trying to cut into that lead. Charley making it a little bit easy on the field right now.
And no, to wind, not what it was yesterday, but still a factor.
Yeah, it's, you know, maybe 15–20% less than what was yesterday, and it's certainly a factor. He's taking this one up the left side.
Go. Go real far.
Hoping to get it in one of those greenside bunkers and does not. So that's going to be an awkward pitch there with not much green across the corner of that greenside bunker.
And up at 10, Tommy Fleetwood for birdie also to get to 10 under par. I said, if anything crazy happens today with these leaders, we've already seen some crazy stuff from Fowler with 7 in a row to start, Gary, so really anything could happen.
Well, a lot of birdie holes today, Peter.
Hoffman.
He hits this one. Oh, this is on a good line. If it just, you never know on the bounce, but this is a good line.
Now it needs it to stay short of that ridge, and it does not, so that gets down over the hill into the Bermuda rough. That is about 6 feet below the level of the green.
Out to 12, and Woods taking a look at his second.
Yeah, Terry, this Bermuda rough around the greens is not overly long. It's really not more than maybe a couple of inches, but Bermuda grass is so difficult to play out of on these short shots. You never know exactly how the ball is going to come out. And that will land on a downslope. It'll want to run away a little bit, but that's pretty well judged.
The short game improved through the week and better than
you know, I think it's probably the area of his game that needs the most work.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Fowler playing along with Patrick Reed, yes, in black and red on this final day, and Jim McKay has joined these two.
Thanks, Terry. Patrick's got 282 yards with a lot of right to left help. This would be no issue getting the ball to the green. He'd much rather be just short of the green or in the front right bunker. This needs to hang on.
Leave an awkward little third shot that's down 3 or 4 feet below the level of the green and playing back into the grain of the grass.
Reed, one of those right in the mix at 10 under and 3 under on the round today.
Rickie has just 270 yards, and the same thing applies to him here. And you guys mentioned what an amazing sand player Rickie is. He'd love dearly just to knock this in the greenside right bunker.
And some new woods in the bag.
Driver 3 wood and 5 wood put in just this week.
This is on a much better line than Patrick's, looking to get in that bunker itself. Yes.
Yep, very similar spot to where we saw Tiger play from. He was able to get it out within a couple of feet of the hole and make an easy birdie.
Good lie right there for Rickie, who has shot 29 3 times on tour. 9 holes, most recently at the BMW back in 2013. He is up by 1 here at the Hero World Challenge. What a start, up and down for yet another one to close out a remarkable opening 9 on this Sunday. Out to 12 while we were away, Justin Thomas, FedEx Cup champ. Early walk. So
nice little run for him, yeah. 4 under in those last 4 holes.
And he was saying how he's enjoying playing next to Tiger. He played next to him on day 1 as well. All right, out to 9, the third for Reed.
Bumping it into the hill.
Yeah, that was well executed. Just a very tough shot, Bones.
Really tough, Gary. I haven't seen too much success with the bomb shots this week.
From red to red on this final day. Woods for par at 12.
Solid.
And that putter's been working this week too.
It has. You know, he may need to work on his speed control a little bit, although the greens here this week have been pretty quick. But yes, he has putted the ball well.
Third from the bunker at 9 for Rickie.
Plenty of green, but this is lightning quick as this ball releases.
Well, I asked Joe Scotland, his caddy, early in the week, Terry, what's the biggest improvement you've seen in Rickie's game in the last year or so? He said, no question, his bunker play. He said a year and a half ago, he was liable to blade 1 or 2 every week. So he said he spent some time with Butch Harmon. They focused on this, and he is understanding the technique, using his right hand to get the club under and up. And what a difference it has made.
His percentage last year was the best on tour in years.
15 years, in fact. Go all the way back to 2001.
We'll have a putt for 28 on the opening 9 when we get back there. Meanwhile, Charley Hoffman, how about this play?
Well, this is what Charley has done all week long from around these greens. He has used a hybrid or fairway metal club. It's a safe shot. I'm not sure it's always the best way to get it closest to the hole, but it is safe.
All right, a live look now at a birdie try coming up for Justin Rose. Noda.
He brought it up from just hole high off the green. just kind of scooted away from him, Gary, and left himself on the wrong side of the hole. It's a little bit faster from this side, so he's got to just be mindful to keep that pace at a very controlled level.
Yeah, moves to the right. Often easy to miss these to the right. Yep, it's just right-handers, those kind of putts are so tough to keep the ball far enough left.
They're at 9, a birdie putt for Patrick Reed.
Well, as we saw with Rickie's ball running out, this is extremely quick going from this direction towards this left hole location.
It's fun on the range today as Tiger showed up in his normal red as well. Back to 7. So a different play from off the green for Hoffman.
Well, yeah, that close to the green. Wanted to make sure he was able to get it over the fringe with a little chip shot.
After the birdie to start, been a bit of a rough go for Charley. Not for this man, though. This putt for a 28 on the opening 9, which he has never done.
Just enough under the hole where he doesn't have to worry about his speed as much as Patrick did. It's slightly uphill from this angle, though it is still down green.
Watch what Rickie does here, Terry. He likes to just lift the putter up off the ground right before he makes his stroke. If you're struggling at home with tension in your stroke, try this. It really frees up you being able to take the putter away.
Yeah. How about that 9? On any day, in any event, but today to take the lead by 2. What would you have wagered that Rickie Fowler would not have had the lead by 2 after his opening 9 holes today? Man.
Rickie Fowler's on the tee here at the 10th after his 8 birdies and 1 par opening 9. Incredible stuff.
This man flights the ball about as well as anybody in the game, and this is driver up the right side looking good.
Testing some new equipment this week, Bones. He said he's got new woods in his bag, and I would say they may go in the lineup next year.
Justin Rose at home here in Albany, the Bahamas at 10 under.
4-iron into this breeze, 217 yards. He needs to keep the flight down. He's going to get it all the way back. Oh, I'd say he did.
How's that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, one more club for Hoffman. Wants it to go. A little left. Oh, and that will head on down the hill and into a low area. And I'm sure we'll see that either hybrid or fairway wood again from down there, some 6 feet below the level of the green.
And over at 13 after a huge tee shot, one of those towering drives that he hit right down the middle of the fairway. Downwind this from just a wedge, I think, and an excellent shot there right over the top of the flag for Tiger. It's a trickier hole location there on 13. It is right on the edge of a drop-off, so good play for Tiger to hit it over the top of the flag and pull it back a bit. But Rickie Fowler, take a look at that 8 under on his opening 9. He takes a 2-shot lead. Final round of the Hero World Challenge. Good look from behind the 10th green here at Albany Resort. You can see the flag is not blowing like we've seen it the first 3 rounds. Much softer today. Fowler now 182 yards.
182 playing about 200 here, Peter, and I got to think that even for a guy birdieing every hole, par here is a very good score.
It's been the most difficult hole all week, Bones. That bunker's not too bad. He's got a lot of room to work with, and as we've seen, he's pretty good from the bunkers.
Moment to go at the 8th, the 2nd for Charley Hoffman.
Different strategy.
Totally.
With a wedge. And
par 3s have not been his wheelhouse.
No. Last on the PGA Tour in scoring on par 3s in the 2016-17 season, he was plus 52.
Wow.
Ranked 190th. Very surprising for a guy who's normally known as a pretty good iron player.
So an important putt here, Noda.
Yes, for sure, and he's missed 5 greens in a row, so he's not making things easier on himself, and this putt's going to slide to his right.
Was very solid, Noda. Yeah, that sometimes making a good putt for par is every bit as good as making a birdie as far as your mental approach is concerned.
Just to settle yourself
Yes.
down right now. You're trailing by 2, 13.
Yeah, this was just earlier. We saw his nice approach. Now this putt for birdie down the hill, moving slightly to his right. Just too much borrow. So a par here at 13 for Tiger. Let's go to the 14th tee.
And it is drivable, 305.
Yeah, slightly back into the breeze, but the way he's been driving it, he can hit it far enough.
Just shy.
Yeah, landed it right into an upslope, so got no bounce forward, but in good position.
Back at the 8th, Rose to get it to 11 under.
Just a much better side of the hole to look at. Tiny bit of right to left.
Yeah, Justin knows about comebacks too. Came from 8 off the lead to win the WGC HSBC earlier this season. Rickie was 7 back today to start. Last 4 starts worldwide. Couple of W's and top 10s.
Well, been an amazing run. Really started at the Tour Championship, the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, where he finished in a tie for 10th there and has not been out of the top 10 since.
71 yesterday. Everybody shot in the 70s yesterday. There was not one round in the 60s out here on Saturday.
Well, what do you think, Bones? It's the lie looks okay.
The lie's pretty good, Peter. Slight uphill stance. I think the tough thing about this shot is that because the pin is on something of a high spot.
Hold where you're at. Thank you.
Because the pin is on something of a high spot, you're not quite sure if the ball's going to react differently when the spin kicks in.
Yeah, good point there. Have that for par. When we come back, Fowler trying to save par and maintain that 2-shot lead.
And this is play at 14.
Yeah, beautifully done there, Terry. Ball back in his stance, had plenty of green to work with, drove it in low, controlled the distance perfectly, have that short one left for birdie.
And back at 10, Fowler for his par. Keep that clean card.
You know, sand saves, Peter, is a combination. It's a combination of good bunker shots and good putting.
And it always leads to keep that momentum rolling. Boy, and he's got it, doesn't he? Let's go back to 9.
Taking on Jordan Spieth, making the turn, trying to do it at 10 under.
Well, that's the range he's good at.
So do not count that man out. Trailing by 5, I know, but little momentum heading to the second 9 to 11 as they all chase this man. Good one, Bones.
Headed up the left side, looking to see if it'll get through the grass.
I think it's going to be okay. It'll be like just short of all the trouble.
We'll see when we get back there. Right now at 14, you mentioned the birdie, little kick in for Woods. Boy, yesterday the struggle, then turned it on late. Had a couple of birdies coming back to the clubhouse, but he just started that way today.
Well, as he said, it was a fight, but he enjoys the fight and is happy to be back out here, involved in the fight.
Hideki is 3rd.
Boy, that had that good sound you're looking for from a bunker shot, Terry, that thump.
Yeah.
That means he used the bounce of the club.
So that left for birdie for the defending champ, and Woods moves to the tee at 15.
Well, he's had trouble driving the ball on. Wild to the right in round 1, had to take an unplayable lie, missed left in the 3rd round yesterday, and had to just hack it out down the fairway. See if he can hit a good one today.
Mashed potato.
Pick the tee up quickly.
I don't know that he's seen many tee shots land.
Well, when you're hitting them like that, why bother?
Exactly.
You know where they're going to end up.
Taking advantage of that hole for sure. Rickie Fowler taking advantage of the day, the conditions, hole locations, everything, and up by 2 in the Bahamas. Final hole of the front 9 for Charley Hoffman, trailing by 2. This his second from 288.
Well, leaning like it might be going a little left. Yep. It's going to be down in that little low area where we saw Patrick Reed play from and have a hard time getting close to the hole.
Up to 12 on the tee, Matsuyama.
Excellent iron player here, Terry.
But he struggled the last half of the season,
well,
certainly
he did.
coming
Ever
in.
since the PGA Championship, when he had the lead on going into the final 9 and was unable to hold on, it had a real negative effect on him. And there's the difficulty of the hole location there at 12. You need to play to the right of the hole and utilize the slope. All right, let's take a look, Terry, at the hole location here at the 15th. There's a severe slope in from the green from the right there, so you could use that if you care to, but you need to be careful because there is a severe runoff that moves down from the left, and you have to be very careful that you don't go long. You want to try to go left of that hole location, if anything.
Justin Thomas.
Yeah, that's where you don't want to go.
Nothing easy about those areas. So the FedEx Cup champ, player of the year, some work to do as we bring you back to Woods in the fairway. These are players' shots, players' swings. And
exactly. What I love is he's not really rehearsing the technique. He's more rehearsing the motion that he needs to make the shot that he's trying to play. He's playing golf, not golf swing. That was not good. That was not hit well. That's flared out to the right. And it's not the worst place to be.
And that has been few and far between today. For the most part, he's been dialed in with those. Justin Rose at 9 is third here at the par 5.
Clipped it nicely. Yeah, leaves it under the hole. Good shot.
Up to the 11th, another par 5. And Rickie Fowler getting set, Bones.
264 total here, Terry, and just as he did on the 9th, he's looking to set up his angle for an easy third should this ball not end up on the green. This is up and headed towards the right edge of the green. The question is, can he keep it short of the putting surface to improve his angle?
Yeah, there's a slope right there. It's going to catch it, Bones, and run down into that low area. So the shot just got a lot more difficult.
But we did wonder whether or not that drive went through. It didn't. When it's going well, it's going pretty well. Back to 9. This won't be easy, but look at the play.
Yeah, he's done that with a lot of consistency this week. It's obvious that he has practiced that quite a bit.
So this birdie putt coming up for Justin Rose at 9, Noda.
Yeah, trying to piece together a professional 4 here. Had plenty of club to go for the green in 2, but opted to lay up to give himself a better angle, a little bit more green to work with, and hit a so-so chip. I think he thought it was going to break a little bit more right to left, Gary, but nonetheless a pretty similar putt to what he had on the last hole.
Interesting. We're seeing Justin Rose playing without his normal sunglasses on. Remember, usually you would see Justin in sunglasses. He said not too long ago here he decided to play without them and felt like it improved his putting, like he was able to read the greens a little better without them, which is kind of interesting.
Keep him off.
Well, that's what he said. Why would I put him back on?
Yeah, no use for him right now. Little mini fist pump too. 15 and Woods from the bunker.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Lands it on the downslope and lets it run on by the hole, so left with an uphill putt coming back.
And another chance to take advantage of a par 5. And Charley Hoffman also with an opportunity. Think about Charley Noda in his career. I mean, 40, about to turn 41 in December. He's won 4 times. Talked about being a little nervous yesterday. I'm sure he had some nerves today in the early going.
Certainly did, and it's ball striking that's been sort of the missing link today. Known as one of the most consistent ball strikers on the tour, but just hasn't been able to hit a lot of greens, and this would certainly go a long way in turning the momentum.
Well, made a good putt for par back at 8. Remember, after missing the green there, nice up and down there at 9. So positive momentum as he heads to the back 9.
UNLV man donated that entire check from the Shriners in Vegas to the efforts there after the tragedy in Las Vegas. Look at the dip here.
Yeah, well, that's why we said you don't want to go long or right. The only shot I see him having here out of this rough with a downhill lie is to try to bounce the ball into the steep slope, and then it's all a guess. He's going to the right. Try to play it up the hill, and that's the danger.
No.
If you don't practice that, which a lot of the guys haven't done this week, it's very easy to do just that. Look how steep that slope is. Grain of the grass running down the hill. Ball wants to just dig in.
Back at 12, the second for Matsuyama. Oh, remember how he holed out at the opener today? Almost did it again. Oh. All right, Rickie is third at the par 5 11.
Looks like he caught that in the ground a little bit. Will it run out for him enough?
Yeah, it's pretty good, Bones.
Absolutely.
Pretty good.
What's he made? 27 birdies this week?
Yeah, and he's getting ready to make his 28th, I would say. Take another look here, and this is the shots that have given some players problems this week. And you see how that grass grabbed that club, but he was just on the ball enough before the grass grabbed the club that the shot turned out fine.
We've talked about the improvements last year, and look at the strokes gained ranks. The only player inside the top 20 in tee to green and putting on tour. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you see right there, only player in the top 20 in both categories. I mean, that's impressive stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I think he's in for a big year coming up here in 2018. Really has gotten better in every aspect of the game over the course of the last year and a half.
6 fairways, 9 greens so far.
10 putts helps through 10 holes.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right, Woods with a chance for birdie.
Well, Terry, that's what, 8 birdies for him today.
Well, it's got the eagle.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So add that.
Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely right. Did make the eagle back there at 7, but 6 under with a double bogey.
No, that would be a
that's
positive
good stuff.
day. Double figures at 10 under par. Meanwhile, Patrick Reed coming back downhill. This for birdie to get it to 11 under, 4 back. Yes, it will get there. Quick. Well, if you're above the hole, there's so many of these greens.
And the greens are perfect. I mean, they really are. The ball rolls extremely well, but you're right. If you get above the hole and you happen to be going downhill and downwind, they're really fast.
He's 4 under on the card today. Back to 10.
Jordan Spieth with this long putt for birdie sees 10 under. Don't forget about Jordan. Can he get this one in? Yes, he does. Comfortable from that long range. So Spieth now to 11 under quietly.
All right, Bones. Fowler hit 11. Gary already gave him the birdie, so just count it.
All right, I'll take your word for it. I will say this guy has the most freed up putting stroke I've ever seen.
Yeah, the ball really comes alive off his putter. Nice flow to it. We talked about how he picks up the putter before he hits the putt to free up that stroke. Hits these firmly usually. See, that's why I gave it to him.
You know what you were talking about? Well, it's not exactly a stretch today. He's birdieing almost everything. But I'll give you credit. Up by 2, Rickie Fowler.
Fowler going with 5 irons, so a little more club than we've seen some of the other players use. And that's going to be safe. Leave a very speedy downhill lengthy putt from there.
And this was just a moment ago over at the 10th. Justin Rose out of that difficult Bermuda, kind of a tangly lie, gripping down on the club, trying to control the spin. Wow, that is a really good shot. Gives him a chance to get to 13 under. And just 3 back, should he make that putt. Now Charley from the fairway. It sounded good. And it was. There you see what Tiger's looking at. That whole location just over that big, deep greenside bunker. Can't mess with that, so I would suggest he hit one of those towering wedge shots up over the top of the flag. There you see the bunker. Just 149 yards, and it's a crosswind today. Maybe a little bit of help. That's fine. No big deal. You did what we suggested. Put it long. You're not in trouble there.
Just hold up, folks.
I'm back at 10. Justin Rose now looking at this birdie putt nota.
And Peter, you can tell by the way Rose is going about his work right now that he feels like he's got a great shot to continue to closing the gap on the lead. Hit a beautiful shot, like you mentioned, had a very difficult lie in the second.
Well, he plays here all the time, and he said early on he was surprised with the speed of the greens. He noticed it in the Pro-Am, and then certainly the first round. He said these were major championship tournament speed. How about it, Justin Rose? Probably the hottest player on the planet. Now moves within 3 of Fowler. That is 3 in a row.
Justin Rose, also the man with the course record. That was back in 2015, a 62. Patrick Reed tapping in for par here at the par 3. But this man has got a chance to go lower than that 62.
Yeah, well, I think, Bones, he'd be happy to 2-putt this one. This is not an easy putt.
Lag City here, Gary, after a perfect club selection, they got the hard part done. And just this question now of reading the speed and the break. Nice work.
Yeah, that's very well done. That was a very speedy putt.
Back at 10, Charley Hoffman now for birdie.
This from just hole high. Pretty flat pace to it.
Oh, he walked that in.
He really liked that one. That was a little unfortunate.
He's been making those putts all week long, and fortunate not to make that one right there, but coming down the back 9 here, the final day at the Hero World Challenge. Rickie Fowler, 9 under on his round today. Can he finish what would be a spectacular day and win the tournament? Fowler with his tee shot. Downwind, hole turns slightly to the left so the players can really let loose here. Excellent tee shot for Fowler. Back to 11.
The par 5 and the third coming up for Francesco Molinari.
All right, will he bump it a little short or just carry it on? I'd say just carry it on and play a very nice shot.
And that setting up a nice little birdie putt. So Francesco Molinari, one of at least a handful of players who are in the mix. 16.
Yeah, Tiger with a putter. This is very flat, maybe just a little bit downhill. This is makeable.
Do it.
Just a little right. Come on.
Coming up on the green, you saw him smiling. He was having fun. Everybody was cheering. His kids are right there on the green, and he is having a blast, Sam and Charlie. And I think the big question has been answered, Gary. Can he do this? And I think overwhelmingly he can.
And he's not just a YouTube sensation to his kids now. They're watching him playing well. Spieth for birdie. Yes, he gets another one.
3 in a row that we've seen Jordan Spieth make.
So miss a couple of shorter putts early in the day, but now 3 long ones into 12 under. Up to 17, and how about that hole location?
Well, it is accessible. Wind coming from the right, so that sets up very nicely for where the hole is cut toward the left side of the green. You can start it a little right, let the wind kind of move it in the direction of the hole.
20. 87 total. Any angle to it? It's just straight. I think most it's across. I mean, I hate to keep saying that. I know.
Always difficult when the wind is straight across. Players are always looking to, maybe it's hurting just a little or helping just a little bit.
Flat 6 in there. Flat 6? I was thinking actually 7. 7 iron. Am I on that? No? I was right in between. If it stays right there, it's perfect. Yeah, I like 7. Okay. Maybe just here right at the tower? Yeah. So just solid? Yeah, that's all it is.
He played a 7-iron here yesterday and played a wonderful shot as he was coming in, kind of regrouping. Yeah. Held a 7-iron up against that right to left wind, hit it within about 12 feet of the hole and was able to make a 2.
Saw a number earlier today. This will only be his second time that he's completed 72 holes in an event in, 833 days.
It's really hard to believe that it's been that long, and really hard to believe how well he is playing right now. It's going a little left, and that is going to be tough. Skipped all the way across to the far side of the bunker, so going to really influence his backswing there. That will be a tough shot.
Fowler with his second shot at 13-hole location on the right side, just over a false front. It's downwind. That's a good shot right there. It's pretty much the same putt we saw Tiger have for birdie. So Rickie Fowler looking to make another birdie at 13 to increase that lead to 3.
You don't really want to be in the beach here.
Not at least in this position. I'm going to have to pick the club up a little quicker than normal. Avoid the back edge of this bunker. Not much green to work with. I tell you what, that's well done.
Yeah.
That is very well done. That was a shot that was very easy to hit 20 feet past the hole, making sure you got it out of that bunker.
And made a bogey today. Made a double bogey. Trying to avoid that to 11. Hoffman second.
Oh, 4 left.
Uh-oh.
4 left. Way left.
Uh-oh.
Hit provisional. Up provisional, Fuge.
Well, yeah,
No, don't need that.
No,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. But of course, from where he's standing, he can't tell that.
14. Matsuyama, lengthy one. Some break to this too.
Yes. Left to right. Left to right.
And down.
And down.
You know, he is a player who can get red hot on the golf course and also in a period of time in a season, too.
Oh, absolutely. Remember the end of the season last year when he rattled off about 5 wins in 6 events.
Over at 13 now, Fowler. Gary, here's a stat that'll improve your score. 13 putts through 12 holes.
Yeah, well, he's made 9 birdies today, Peter, through 12 holes, and it ties the most he's ever made in a round in an official PGA Tour event.
And he's got another good look right here at the par 4. This should move just slightly to his right, Bones.
Exactly right, Peter. And with the last half being up the hill, it's a putt where he shouldn't have to worry too much about speed.
Oh, yeah!
How about it? It's one of those days. Rickie Fowler now 3 ahead. And a look at that card. Just a couple of blemishes on his card. Those would be the pars.
Wow. Moment ago at 17, Justin Thomas to get it to 7 under par.
Speedy here. Just get it started. Yeah, nice.
Spent the opening 9 admiring what Woods was doing on the golf course, but making some putts himself out here, and this to stay at 10 under for Tiger. Now, tee shot did him in.
It did. And you can see the frustration. Hates to drop shots.
I talked to Steve Sands yesterday after his round and said that's what he was so excited about, now the feeling of being back out there in the fight, in the battle.
Fighting the golf course, fighting the other players in the field. Said he hasn't done that for a long time, and he has really missed it.
All right, take a look at 14. Remember, it is drivable, this par 4, and Rickie Fowler just about ready. Bones?
And this guy loves to hit driver when he's playing well and under pressure, as we saw a couple years ago at the Players. When he's playing well, he feels like the driver is one of the straightest clubs in his bag. This is up the left side, should be in real good shape if it kicks a little right.
That'll be fine. It does, right in front of the green. And with the hole cut in the back portion of the green, a lot of room to work with. A couple of the better quarterbacks in the NFL going against each other in that one.
All right, Tiger on the tee here at 18.
Getting some applause. Good sign. Good drive. Dead center of the fairway. Wow.
I mean, that's the question. Maybe more than anything been answered this week. He can stay up with the current generation off the tee.
I think that has really made a big difference. He has really been going after these drives. That was the tee at the 3rd. Second at 3 with that recoil. The tee at the 7th where he drove it on the green. And now the tee at 15.
The 3rd for Charley Hoffman.
Gonna have to try to bump it into that slope. No, didn't carry it quite far enough.
Couldn't get to it. So he's 3 shots off the lead. That a short time ago. Now the 4th.
Yeah, and this ball's sitting down in a depression. Try to dig it out.
So good.
And I want to tell you, that is so good. That is really good.
That was spectacular, really.
Yeah, it really was.
And now the par putt here at 11 to stay, 3 back.
Okay, well, that's a good save, but it's a birdie hole, and to make a 5 there, not what you're looking for.
And Rickie may be in a position to at least make birdie at 14. We'll see. Up to the 18th, along with Tiger, Justin Thomas. Side by side in the fairway.
159 yards. Hole location over on the right-hand side of the green today, and a steep slope just right of that hole. Down into a low. So you would look for these shots to come in a little left of the hole. Yep, well done.
Gary, just thinking back to what we were talking about, you heard rumors, you heard Brad Faxon talking about Tiger hitting it past DJ, and DJ saying, well, yeah, a couple of holes he did. And you wondered, I'll believe it when I see it. I've seen it this week.
We have, yes, we certainly have, and not just on occasion. I mean, we've seen it with regularity.
How do you always get your ball to stick
A little left.
It's a little left. An aggressive shot there. That's when you know you have some confidence going. Take it right at that hole location.
Chance to finish up, but yet another birdie here on the final day. Woods walks up to the green at 18. They were chanting welcome back as he first started to walk up here, and I know with that smile, we've seen that smile a lot this week.
We certainly have, and I think he appreciates the fact that he's back and a part of the competition with all these guys. He's missed it.
Thomas for birdie to finish up at 8 under. Played with Tiger on day 1 and now on day 4, and this is that generation of stars out here in command who did not get Tiger the first go around.
In fact, Justin was saying it's the first time he had ever played with Tiger in tournament competition when they played together on Thursday.
And those that weren't with him were asking constantly for updates on how he was playing in different parts of the golf course.
Well, I think the players are happy to have him back as well as the fans.
Yeah.
All right, not an easy putt here down the hill and a pretty big swing to the right.
What a way to finish after all that he's done this week and today. And that man will be burning a little bit. That final hole set aside, it was a very successful final day. 68. He did have a double bogey on the card, but well, heck of a way to close it out.
A lot of really quality golf shots. Shots you could tell he was hitting just the way he was trying to hit them.
Doing the Cava. First time in a while back for him as well. And 8 under to finish up for Tiger Woods. So they've been waiting for a while back at 14. Remember that drivable par 4, and we saw the tee shot from Rickie Fowler. They've been trying to sort things out for his fellow competitor Patrick Reed. While they do that, we hop to Charley Hoffman on the tee at the par 3.
Well, this is on a good line if it's got the distance. Yes, it does. It's one of the better ones we've seen this afternoon.
Coming off an important par putt on the last.
Over at 13, Spieth to get to 13 under and solo third. Oh, just that close. Boy, did that look good. Back to 12.
Rose.
Set up on the left-hand side of the tee, trying to play a draw. Looks like it could be overdone.
Yeah, not close. You knew that from the start. All right, back out to Fowler now, finally ready for his second after the wait, Bones.
Yeah, tough break for Rickie here. It's probably been 20 minutes since he's hit a shot. Patrick Reed was having an awfully hard time off this tee. But this is probably going to be a little pitch and run. A couple of bounces unchecked.
Wow. Carried it almost all the way to the hole. I'm surprised by that. I would have expected him to go much lower. Still a birdie putt left.
I'm searching for a mistake in his round today. That might be as close as you're going to get. You scroll through the 18 who are here, including the host and the 5-time champ, Tiger Woods. Yes, the bogey at the last, but 4 under today, 8 under overall. Hopefully a chance to visit with Mr. Woods in a bit. This is not an official event, but 9 times we've seen rounds in the 50s, including that 58 from Jim Furyk. 4 times it's been done on a par 72 golf course, and Rickie certainly will give you that thought here on the back 9. This for birdie at 14. Now from the edge.
And Rickie's got to pay attention here, in that he's obviously been making everything he looks at today, but this is a little slippery. And having had that really difficult weight to deal with, you got to think to some degree it's throwing him a little bit off tempo. So looking for some good speed here, and maybe it'll fall.
Get there. Get there. Yeah, a little bit of a misread there, looking for it to go more left, and it really just didn't do it. But a reachable par 5 coming up if he hits a good tee shot.
But those near the top, maybe if they did see that, they didn't see it. If they would have seen that, they'd feel like they dodged one there. You'd expect him to birdie that. And this man closest to him, Charley Hoffman, at 12 to get it to 15 under.
Pretty straight putt and downhill. Should give it a good run.
Just hasn't had a spark today. Even par on his round, and 3 off the lead of Rickie Fowler. All right, par at 14 for Rickie Fowler now on the tee at the par 5 15th.
Very reachable here today, Terry, as it has been all week, right to left and down. So for a guy like Rickie, he can just aim down the right edge and just send it, hit it as hard as he wants, and it should be a beautiful wind to blow it right back into the center of the fairway.
That should
and
be
this
good.
Looks good.
Yep, getting some nice roll. Back into the fairway. 173-mile-an-hour ball speed, and out there well over 300 yards.
You can keep going with the superlatives today because they all fit his round. 17 under total. To the second at 14 for Spieth.
Well, he's driven it left. And about 60 yards from the hole, and you could hear him say, that's just too hard a shot. And it was.
Back to 13.
Now you get in some of these native sandy areas, and it can tie you up. You don't know whether to hit a blast or a little picket off the sand.
Well, I know that. But if we're
Justin Rose now.
Yeah, trying to piece it back together, Jake. There are a couple tough holes.
He was pretty relaxed this morning.
He sure was, and for good reason. He is playing some of the best golf of anybody in the world on a golf course he knows as well as anybody, and he was in a good spot to cut into that lead, but just couldn't quite pull it together on 11 and 12. Trying to ride the wind coming out of his right.
I guess saying you're relaxed here before the round at Albany in the Bahamas is a kind of a redundancy, isn't it?
Hard not to be relaxed, Peter.
Matsuyama, the defending champion, over at the 16th here. Chance to get to 13 under. He's been up and down all week long. Started poorly, then he really turned it on, and a birdie here at the par 4 gets him solo third place at 13 under. And back at 13, Charley Hoffman with his second.
One from 137, great drive. Very accessible hole location here, Peter.
That's fine. Kind of on that middle right plateau. Bit of a false front in front there if you leave it short. Let's go to 14.
All right, so he gave us something after the last shot. We'll see what he comes up with after this. Audio-wise, he's always top shelf.
Much more straightforward shot here. Hole location in the back, so he'll put it back in his stance, drive it in there low.
Got nothing, but a great shot.
Yeah. be an easy par.
Didn't need to beg there. All right, 15 Fowler, Bones.
255 total, but more importantly, 242 front edge. He would want to keep this either just short of the pin or left. He's blocked this one right. This is not what he wanted.
It does get up into the green side bunker, and we saw Tiger Woods get it up and down from that bunker earlier today, so it's doable. Ball below his feet, so the tendency is you're going to leave this a little to the right.
So many times, Gary, at this level, though, you see it go the other way because players are aware of that.
Well, that's true.
Compensate. Fowler trying to close it out here on the last day in the Bahamas. 4 days in the Bahamas with a host who has won this event 5 times. And this week made a celebrated return. Solid final round and a smile for Tiger Woods, but top names in the game still very much fighting things to the end. As Rickie Fowler tries to close it out on what could be a record-setting day. In the zone is Fowler, up by 3 heading down the stretch as we welcome in that tournament host right now. And great to see Tiger Woods here. Great to see you back, man.
Thanks,
really.
Terry. Thank you so
Seriously. Everybody and their brother and sister had an opinion on what you would do this week. And, you know, for you coming in, expectations now after 4 days. Surprised early on? What do you take away from these 4 days?
Well, I knew I was going to be able to, play all 4 rounds. That wasn't going to be an issue. I mean, I played a lot at home. I came down here, I played. So that wasn't going to be the issue. The issue is going to be, how was my scoring going to be? How was my feel?
Yeah.
How am I going to get used to the adrenaline in my system for the first time in a while? And that took a little bit of time. I was still scratchy with my irons. I drove it pretty good all week, made some good putts. But overall, I'm very pleased. I showed some good signs. I hit some really good shots out there, and a bright future.
And no pain.
No pain, no.
Yeah, the biggest thing maybe.
Made pain in my head of some of the shots I hit.
Now wait a minute though. You hit some really good shots too.
I did.
Tiger. Yeah.
I
well,
did.
let's take a look at some of them. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's do a little highlight package here. Round 1, opening tee shot. How'd you feel?
I was a little bit nervous, but I just tried to hit a nice little hard fade off that last bunker, and I just piped it. It didn't cut at all.
Yeah, but you outdrove Justin Thomas by about 25.
Yeah, but he hit one of those low little squeezers out there.
Okay. All right. So you put it in the fairway there, no problem. All of a sudden now we get over to the 3rd hole, the par 5. Second shot.
Oh, be good. Good. Yeah, that was just a nice solid 2-iron. Held it against the wind a little bit.
Oh, you hit it, what, 265?
Yeah,
something like that?
It was like 248 front.
Yeah. Okay. And then I read where you said this next shot was one of your favorites of the opening round. Little pitching wedge at 14.
Yeah, I had 98 yards, and I just wanted to hit a little pitching wedge in there and hit a nice little tight one there. I had one today from 89 yards and hit a little pitching wedge over 1-6.
All right, second round. Your second shot here at the par 5 ninth. Huh?
As he giggles.
Now, yeah, you giggle.
as he smiles.
Huh?
Yeah,
Talk to me, Joey.
Yeah, I did.
Huh?
I mean, Joey, say something. That thing was hit on a rope.
And the eagle putt.
Yeah, it was about a cup and a half outside left. And rolled out.
First couple days, you made a lot of those putts. Too.
I did. As I said, I really putted well.
And then how about here at 17?
Yeah, this was a little bump and run through the fringe. Made sure I got through the early part of it, or was into the green, and then once I got down green, it was just going to be pretty quick all the way to the hole.
Very creative, a lot of touch shown there, and then today in the final round, here we are back at the 3rd again.
Yeah, I want to see how close this was.
How about the recoil
Well,
on
I had
that?
271 flag and hit a 2-iron in there, and I thought it was money.
Well, it was. It just went about a yard too far.
Yeah, and I got down there. I was in a hole. I said, that figures.
Yeah, but look, you like the way you hit it.
I did. I thought I hit it perfect. I don't know how it
So obviously your back's okay if you're swinging at it that hard.
Well, I felt good.
All right, now how about your tee shot at 7?
Yeah, I just tried to throw this one high as I could and don't hit it where I hit it yesterday.
Which was to the right of the green.
To the right of the green.
That's the best one all week.
Yeah, I was wondering where it where it landed.
Of anybody out there, that was the best one.
I did something very similar to that in a Pro-Am. Made 2. What's a Pro-Am?
Well, this wasn't the Pro-Am.
Counts in here.
Yeah, and the putt?
Yeah, it broke about 2.5 feet. It just took a while for that grain and the wind to start blowing it over. I'll take that.
No, that opening 9 today was something to watch too, because the recoil, the laugh, the celebration, everything. It was awfully exciting. And what this guy has done today, out at 15 now, is 3rd from the bunker. I mean, what 28 going out? This a moment ago, Tiger. What do you think of what Rickie's done today?
Oh man, it's phenomenal golf.
Conditions are a little better than they were yesterday.
No, they are. They're softer, but you know, he's 10 under with a par at the 14th.
So this to go 11 under on the day, 18 under overall. Not missing any of those today. What's that feel like when you're in a zone like that?
Well, she's just holding up play when they're not giving it to him from that distance.
Pretty much. 13.
Charley Hoffman now for birdie. Just on this plateau here. Not a difficult putt. Well, up and out of that quickly.
So Charlie, a bit of a rough day at even par. Protecting that lead, was up by 5 to start the day. This event, we talk about what you did on the golf course too, but this event means so much more than that to you, and it has from the start too. With the Tiger Woods Foundation, the Earl Wood Scholar Program. Why don't you just voice what does this mean to you, even with all the money that you've donated to the foundation with your earnings through the years?
Yeah, this tournament means a lot. We're able to showcase what we're doing for kids. Our foundation and our STEM program. Right now we're teaching over 50 different types of curriculum in the STEM field. And right now we've helped hundreds of thousands. We're creating a new digital program and platform for us to spread it globally. It'll be free education for anyone around the world. So in the next couple of years, we're going to be helping millions of kids through STEM.
That's great. I know hundreds of thousands now, but millions next, and reaching people across the globe too. You talked about it on day one afterwards, the number of people who tweeted from the sports world, especially, that were watching you. I mean, what goes through your mind? Steph Curry was a part of that, but great names.
Yeah, and it's just, as I said, it's very flattering that that people really enjoyed what I've done, over the years. And I've had some tough times through the years with my back, and then finally to come out on a good side and I'm able to get back out there and play. It's pretty cool.
Mike Trout, part of that as well. Gary Koch, I think, even tweeted.
No, I'm not into it, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Bo Jackson.
I got a chance to do a photo shoot with Bo, and he's still a stud.
Yeah, that's never left him. You have a sense of what you've meant, both in the sport and out of it? Now you come back and you make this comeback and you see this and you see the reaction?
Yeah, I do have a better sense of it. When I was struggling with my back, the world seemed very small. Yeah. Just trying to, day-to-day stuff was very difficult for me to do. Now I'm able to sit back and enjoy it a little bit more, talk to more people, go out to more dinners, and it's been really nice.
You were here 2 years ago sitting alongside me. You could barely get out of that chair.
Correct.
To see you now, it's awfully good.
Yeah. And Tiger, now that you're back, everybody wants to know what's coming up. What does 2018 look like?
That's a great question. I think that we're going to sit down here. We're going to figure out what's the best way for me to build my schedule for the major championships. Play how much, what my training cycles are going to be, and play enough, but don't play too much. And I don't know what golf courses I'll be playing. What's the best way to go about it? We'll sit down with the whole team and we'll figure it out.
Well, selfishly, we hope we see a lot of you.
You got it. Thank you, Gary.
Very good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Here.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, appreciate everything.
Congrats on a
really
great
good
week
here. Yep.
Thank you.
Tiger Woods, the tournament host, 5-time champ as well of this event, and back out to a man who perhaps is about to win this version, Rickie Fowler.
Sitting on a 4-shot lead. Got to watch out for the bunker on the right side. That's the only thing that could get him. Oh, and he just carries it, no problem. That's about a 285-yard drive. Wow. Let's go to 14.
Oh, this is the second for Charley Hoffman.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be. You're going to have to drive it low into the bank. Try to run it up the hill. And all in all, not bad from that position.
Yeah, until that last little.
Until that last little foot.
Been that kind of a day, hadn't it, for him?
It has.
A moment ago there. Now Rose with his second nota.
Yeah, gonna give that 3 medal a whop. Not bad. Sure, he would have liked to have seen a few more feet.
Against the wind there. All right, up to 18. Hideki Matsuyama ready to go.
Always a difficult driving hole. Bunker up the right, water all down the left. And that one will find the bunker, and virtually impossible to reach the green from there. Very big lip on that bunker.
And back at 14. The third, how difficult will this one be for Charley, Nota?
Well, I just think all in all, it's gotten difficult all the way around for him. I mean, he's held it together decently, making that birdie at the 9th and then trying to do something here at the back, but just really hasn't had many opportunities. And when he's had a chance to take advantage of a hole, he's kind of made a mess of it, and hopefully he doesn't do that here.
T.D. Green so good the first 3 days and making putts. Today just not able to get much going. Up at 18, Tommy Fleetwood, who will have the ceremony on Tuesday on the beach, getting married here.
And a nice way to finish off with a birdie at 18 to get to 12 under.
Well, he has really worked his way the last year and a half into a spot where we pay attention.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of him as he's taken membership on the PGA Tour for the 2017-18 season.
Yes, he is. All right, back to that final pairing, and Justin Rose trying to get it to 11 under par.
Putting from right underneath the hole, similar to a couple putts he's made today, just a tiny bit of right to left.
Yep. Yeah, bogey and double in that stretch, really taking him not out of it entirely, but certainly probably seven back.
Probably.
Now.
And over at 16, Patrick Reed drove it to this position, Bones. Very difficult stance.
Tough spot here, Peter, as you say. Tough stance, tough lie, tough everything. And, you know, he's playing with a guy that's birdie in just about every hole, it seems like. So I think Patrick's feeling a little run over.
Getting that bunker. All right. Didn't get very far into the bunker. That's such a difficult stance. He's got to really stabilize his right foot there. You see how it slips. All he had to do there was just try to throw it as high in the air as he possibly could.
I don't know how far left you're looking. I don't
Now
know
Fowler.
but that's it. I like straight off the left. Okay.
Hoffman did make the par at 14.
Rickie from 174, and the one thing he's going to be cognizant of here is to make sure he takes the pit of doom out of play that fronts this green, a huge bunker. So he look for this ball to get past the hole or stay left of it.
Good shot right there. Yep, smart play long. 4-shot lead with 3 to play. Anything can happen, as we've seen. Rickie Fowler started the day with 7 straight birdies. And Tiger Woods also with an opening 31 on the front 9. Kind of matched his opening 9 on Friday, but so wonderful to share a few moments with Tiger and to see him back in contention. Excited about 2018.
What a day for Rickie Fowler here and trying to close out what could be a remarkable one, Jake.
Yeah, this is another makeable putt. This is fairly flat here. Maybe turning a little left. Turning a lot left. And he's got a little bit left for his par 4. But the way that he's putted today, Gary, I don't find this to be a problem.
The Olympic rings, one of the tattoos that Rickie has.
Yeah, I don't think there was anybody who was down there for the golf event last summer that enjoyed the Olympic experience any more than this man.
And took part in every aspect
of it.
Well, he said earlier in the week that he wants to take it all in. He was very relaxed on the range this morning, Gary. We were talking to him.
Yeah, he was, very much so, and looking forward to a good day today. I don't know if he knew it was going to be this good.
Jordan to remain where he is. Sharing third. I saw that tee shot for Hideki Matsuyama go into the bunker, and now his third after playing to here.
A little twirl of the club again. That meant it was on line, but the distance, not so good.
Had to make that to finish up where he is in a share of third.
Back at 16 now, Patrick Reed for a nice up and down. Yeah. Yeah, he's here with his coach, Josh Gregory, and they've been working on shaping shots, trying to work on the short game. Everybody's looking forward to the, well, I guess we're in the current season, 2017-18, but this is an unofficial event, but it's still a lot of fun, a good chance to get some solid work in. Now, Fowler's got to make this and birdie the last two to shoot 59, so the watch is on. No problem. So Fowler heads over to 17 with a chance. Wouldn't that be a fun way to end your year? Shooting 59. I don't care where you are, Gary.
No, I agree, Peter. It is a magical number that only a few have shot.
And this man had a 5-shot lead to start the day, Charley Hoffman.
Yeah, and you look up there at that leaderboard, though, Terry, and you see even par for the day, and you knew that was not going to be good enough. He had to play better than that.
226 left here. Gary's got a 3-iron after a perfect drive, so he can take advantage of it and hung this one out right.
Show up.
Of the 18 players, there are only 3 who did not post or are not posting an under par round. He's one of them. All right, 17. So you got a couple to play for Rickie Fowler. The wind blowing there, and take a look at that whole location.
Yeah, 187-yard par 3, and again with the whole location on the left side of the green and the wind coming from the right, it does set up quite nicely. A player can start the ball just somewhere slightly right of the hole and just let the wind move it over in that direction.
30.
And Bones, this is one of those crosswinds that you often talk about, but at least this time it's kind of in his favor.
Yeah, fortunately for these guys, it's not the dreaded helpy-hurdy here. But with that 187 you mentioned, Gary, this is a 6-iron. Just feels like the perfect club for Rick at this moment. Boy, this is a very aggressive play, a little left of the hole.
Oh, and he got a bad hop. It went right up against the primary cut of the Bermuda grass, so that's going to leave a little awkward shot, even though he's only about 15 feet from the hole.
We doubted him earlier today making a birdie, and he made one from the bunker.
That's true. Rickie has really improved his golf swing and his work with Butch Harmon through the last few years. Takeaway is much better, club more on plane. Beautiful extension, great balance. And, I've said it more than once this week, Terry. I look for some really big things for him this coming year.
But he needs to shoot 59. 17's the hardest hole in the golf course today.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not an easy par 3. There's no doubt. It's a narrow target where they're playing to.
Patrick Reed.
Yeah, that's a little too far left as well.
One birdie here today, Justin Thomas. That's it. So up to 18 a moment ago. This for par for Matsuyama.
Uphill, and It's amazing, you know, you get these downhill putts, you get defensive, you get one uphill you can be aggressive with, and oftentimes it's hard to do.
Kuchar alongside at 9 under. Well, he's been a top 10 machine for a long time. Top 10 here doesn't mean quite the same thing.
Exactly. You've only got 18 players, but he's just so solid. You just very rarely see Matt Kuchar shoot a poor round of golf.
8 under for Kuchar overall, 12 under for the moment. And we'll finish up at 11 under par after a 4 under 68 today. And Hideki Matsuyama, top 5 player in the world. Meanwhile, back at 15, short time ago, the third for Rose.
Shot he was working on the range earlier today. Little hold-off finish with a pitching wedge. And controlled the distance very nicely.
So a live look now at Charley Hoffman here, and once again, nothing easy about what he's done for much of the day, Noda.
And this is, Noda, one of the native sandy areas, so he is allowed to take a practice swing, move loose impediments, and as he is doing.
Right, and if there's ever a situation where the lie could be too good, this might be it. Very easy to come up short with this. Came out hot.
Oh. And you can tell by his response, he was surprised by that.
I'm going to take you up to 17. It'll be Reed first to play. And left off the tee here for Patrick. How about Patrick Reed and what you saw from him last season and what you expect to see?
Well, statistically, his ball striking was not as good this past season as it has been in years previous. His putting was very good. In fact, his rank in the strokes gained putting was the best it's ever been. But he needs to be more consistent, especially driving the ball off the tee a little more accurately.
You know, coming off that Ryder Cup, if you do go back that far, I think there was such expectations that he was just going to have a huge year after the battle with Rory.
But, you know, that's a different environment totally, you know, when you're playing in a Ryder Cup versus when you're playing week to week on the PGA Tour.
All right, this now. How about this one for Rickie, Bones?
Well, Terry, when I walked up and had a look at it, I thought it was a decent break for Rickie in that obviously it's up against the rough cut, but it's not as flush as I've seen most of these be this week. This is playable. He has a little opening here to get the club on the ball.
Yeah, I think he's going to take this wedge, use his putting grip and blade, use the leading edge of the wedge, hit it like a putt. Exactly what he did. Just very difficult to, you know, you want to make sure you hit it hard enough, Terry, coming through that grass. The club is going to catch some grass. And he got it to get up in the air just a little bit right at the start, which is what you're looking for.
While that was taking place, back at 15, Rose to get it to 12 under. And now a live look at Charley Hoffman after that play that carried too far.
Yeah, opened up with a birdie at the first. Has only made one other birdie since then.
And he needs to make one now, Noda, to have any chance. Oh, just lacking in speed.
And the beat goes on. It's been that kind of final round for Charley. Right where he started at 14 under. View across the water at 17. Caddy's laying down, taking a look at putts. As things have gotten, I won't say calm, but certainly the wind does lay down in the afternoon here. Much better than yesterday. And the score Scoring average much lower than yesterday. Wow.
Well, shaking the head there, and that usually indicates that the ball didn't do what the player expected it to.
So this to save par for Rickie.
I like how he putts, Terry. He reminds me of a kid. You know, you don't see him spending an inordinate amount of time lining these putts up. You know, he just kind of walks in there, takes a quick look, sets up, goes through his routine, and hits it.
And when you're talking about putting, that is a big compliment.
Absolutely.
Putting like a kid.
No question.
And over at 16, trouble for Spieth. This is his third shot, trying to scramble out a par. There's a nice strike right there. What a shot. We've seen it all week, Gary. So difficult with this Bermuda grass, trying to clip it and try to put any spin on it.
Still got some golf coming up here late in the year. Next, you got the World Long Drive Championship on NBC. And on Friday, first round coverage of the QBE Shootout beginning on Golf Channel, and final round on NBC next Sunday. In 2 weeks, some of the game's all-time greats teaming up with their kids for the PNC Father-Son Challenge right here on NBC. That's always a good one. That's fun.
Is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Spieth tap it. Oh, what was that? He was tapping in for his par, and well, that does happen, Gary. We go to sleep sometimes. We're not paying much attention.
Yeah.
And that happens.
Hard to believe.
Well, Fowler was in the water off the tee yesterday. Needing a par on 18. He shoots 61, set the course record.
This is pounded.
Bones, that's not in the water.
No.
That's A++.
Still has a chance for 59, Terry.
I know.
That was only 58 there.
Still hanging on, I know.
Yeah, needs to hold it, but never know.
11 under on the day. Man. Keep it here for Patrick Reed, who is 11 under overall.
This needs to turn. Wind's got it now. Looks good.
Yeah,
carrying the bunker.
Yeah,
Yep.
just skirted it past the bunker. That'll catch that little speed slot.
Gary, yesterday's scoring average was basically 73, just under. Today it's under 70, 69.5.
Less wind. Hole locations maybe
little bit.
a touch easier.
Yeah. And this man helping that average quite a bit all by himself. Long way off that fairway, or off the tee in the fairway here at the final hole. It'll be Patrick Reed, who will be first of the two to play. You think about what's taking place today. You didn't call it, but you did have a sense when I first saw you today after talking to Rickie Fowler and watching him on the range today that he was going to have a big day.
Well, it was interesting. As Peter Jacobsen mentioned earlier when we were talking to him, it was obviously he was very relaxed, which Rickie usually is. He was very positive. He was telling us how he felt like he played great yesterday, but he made double bogey on 9, the birdieable par 5, and he made double bogey at 18, hitting what he thought was a good tee shot. It just went a little too far, ran into the water. So he was very optimistic about how he was playing, before he went into this final round.
Meanwhile, the second coming up for Reed. Jim?
Yeah, 171, Terry, and it's interesting with this right to left wind in a back right pin location. You guys were talking about Patrick working on shaping shots here. It'll be interesting to see if he draws this one in there with the wind or hits a little cut shot for us. And this is the hole shot.
Wow. Did it beautifully, Bones. I mean, that ball almost flew in the hole.
Landed about 6 inches from the hole. The leader in the clubhouse, at least the round today, 67, Tommy Fleetwood. Best round that we have seen. Look how close that came. And now Rickie, if it goes in.
Rick from 162.
Touch it, win.
Is not playing away from this pin whatsoever.
Ooh. a foot to the right, and it goes down a steep slope. But now it's okay.
Not today, Gary. Not today.
Not today. You know, you're right. It all seems to have gone pretty well.
Drop back 1, tee at 17. Jordan Spieth.
Wind pushing it a little left. That's good.
Saw him miss that short one on the last, and we've seen him miss a few short ones.
Well, that one I think was a lot more about just lackadaisical rather than technique.
Back at 16, a good drive for Hoffman. Just a left to right crosswind here, trying to hold it into the wind.
Just hasn't had it, Peter.
Nope, just disappointing. And Gary, we talked about earlier about when you play in 4 days with so much wind, you have a tendency to get a little bit casual with your ball position. You tend to get it back in your stance. That's why this round that Fowler is shooting today is so surprising to me, because usually the 4th day you're confused with how to shape shots, but man, he's been so good.
And they welcome him up to the green at 18. A man who's been as high as 4th in the world, and right now checks in at number 9. A players champion. He's been so close at major championships. That's the one thing left out there for Rickie Fowler.
What was it? Just a few years ago, he was top 5 in all 4 majors. He was top 5 in 2 of the major championships just this last season. So, again, I just really think, Terry, that we're going to see Rickie Fowler take that next step. I just think his game is so solid. His attitude is so good. He's improved in a couple of areas where he was maybe not as good as he needed to be. And don't be, you know, I know this is only an 18-man field and it's kind of at the end of the year, but this will be a confidence builder for him to go out and play this well on the final round against this strong a field. It'll go a long way for his confidence in the coming year.
Got mud on the golf ball, just off the green though, so obviously can't address that. Well, recently too, a 2nd place finish at the OHL Mayakoba. Pat Gazire, the winner there, but was right there to the end. And you believe that was going in, didn't you?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
After
no
what
question.
we've seen today. Finally, a little wry smile there. Nice feeling. And a little 4-incher for a tap in to shoot 61.
His low round on the PGA Tour, officially 62. Did it back in 2011 in Phoenix. Patrick Reed will try to close his day out here. Yeah, good luck with the quiet.
And good look here. Not an easy putt. Moving left to right. And just not firm enough.
It's not the finish he was looking for, but overall, double digits finishing up, and Fowler to cap what has been a remarkable final round here in the Bahamas. He was a mention at the beginning of the day, but not one that you would focus on. And a 61, a new course record, a new tournament record, and Rickie Fowler finishes up at 18 under par.
I need one ball.
Well, he did just what we talked about, Terry. You mentioned, you know, after you make those 7 birdies in a row to get started, he didn't change anything. He just kind of kept rolling right along and stayed out of his own way, didn't think too much, didn't try to do too many things. Just one of those magical days.
And made it seem like just a walk on the beach today.
He seems to kind of make a lot of days look like that.
He's
got a great attitude.
Got that Bahamas attitude, doesn't he? All right, back to 16.
Yeah, this was just a moment ago. Slow putt for Hoffman up the hill into the green, and obviously this has got to go. Well, he judged it properly, got it there. It's going to be a 4, but running out of holes. Let's go to 17.
Par 3. Good tee shot in here for Jordan Spieth.
Should go a little to his right.
Kind of felt around the turn like Jordan had a chance.
Well, he made good putts at 9, 10, and 11. And usually once he gets going in the right direction like that, he doesn't come back, but just seemed to run out of momentum.
Man, 3 birdies in a row during that stretch, and then the drop shot at 16, and one over since that time. Yep, that is a 61 atop the leaderboard on the final day for Rickie Fowler here in the 19th edition of the Hero World Challenge. Had that 8-shot comeback from Justin Rose earlier on the PGA Tour. This is not an official event, but it would be a 7-shot comeback win. And to take over and be up by 4 by the end of his round is quite a turnaround. Allison Stokes there, and his girlfriend, and Justin Thomas. Thomas playing with Tiger today and day 1. It's a pretty good week. Pretty good trip here to the islands. Play not done yet is Justin Rose and that final group. He and Charley Hoffman getting set at the par 3 now, 2 to play.
Hit a beautiful approach shot in here yesterday. Hole cut basically on the same line, just about 15 paces further back into the narrow section of this green. Wind pushing similar from the right. Maybe a little bit of hurt, Gary. Hung this one well out. This could end up ugly.
Yeah, it takes a bounce and hops back into the rough, but that is going to lead a very speedy little chip shot straight down the hill, downwind, down grain. Going to be quick.
Stop, you're frightening me.
Okay.
The key part of that graphic, the even par final round.
And Charlie's left his 3 last iron shots a little bit out to the right, so see if he can sync up the body a little bit and get this online. Oh, another one out to the right.
What's it do to a player? I mean, he knows he's 0 for 4 coming in with a 54-hole lead, and this will be 0 for 5.
Well, it's tough, Terry. There's no question about it. You're right. He's going to be aware of that, and it's a matter of you got to sit down and assess the situation. What do I do? What am I doing differently on that final round than I do in those first 3?
Tiger heading in to congratulate Rickie Fowler, who has won 4 times officially on the PGA Tour, cruising to a win, 11 under round today. Charley Hoffman, Justin Rose, both off the green here for their second at 17. Here's Charley.
Electing to putt the ball. This will be very difficult to judge the speed, as he has to putt through about 15 feet of fringe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Man who most golf fans know went to UNLV and certainly kind of synonymous with the Las Vegas area, but grew up in the San Diego area. And you think about those duels early on as a junior golfer with so many of the players. Pat Perez, certainly contemporary.
Yeah,
Phil Mickelson as well. And in the general Southern California area, Tiger Woods, too. Unlike so many of the players out here who are getting their first real look at Tiger or playing against him. And not overall. Obviously, Tiger's been out some, but did not face Tiger in his prime.
All right, so now from the rough, Justin Rose will be forced to try to pitch the ball.
Yeah, a couple sprinklers in his line, so he's just got to land this in the fringe and hope it runs on.
Yeah, there's a good example of how quick that is, Terry. That was really nicely judged.
Great touch. Rose at the age of 37 now, up to 18. Earlier, Jordan Spieth from 174.
Asking for it to go a little. And it did.
Or didn't need to. One of the two. Hole high with a chance. Now Molinari at 10 under.
Looking down. Oh, it's not all bad. Safe. Just a little left of the hole.
Spieth will get a little read off of that. And back to the 17th. And Charley Hoffman for par now, Noda.
Yeah, I believe he's a couple clear of third place, but still a little to play for here. Got to stay focused and knock this down. A little left to right.
Okay. Yeah, he's up by 2 over Tommy Fleetwood, who is in the clubhouse after that 67. Good look at the grandstand here at 18, and Molinari will be first to play. Birdie try coming back down.
It goes ever so slightly back uphill at the end. Seems as though the players have just not kept the speed up quite enough. Kind of the case there.
35-year-old has won 4 times over in Europe. Making a breakthrough on the PGA Tour now, 10 under.
Seems to play the tough golf course as well. Terry, remember he was a tie for second at the PGA Championship back in August at Quail Hollow. Drives the ball very straight.
Currently in 8th place. And now Spieth for birdie. Yeah, there we go. Hesitated. Believed it, doubted it, got it. 69 and 12 under overall. Back on the tee here, Charley Hoffman.
Going to take this up the right side, wind pushing it back toward the fairway.
Yep, very good tee shot, left side, and excellent angle for the second.
So the sun dipping a bit here as we head toward the late afternoon hours in the Bahamas. No dip in the game for Rickie Fowler, just a surge all day long. Started the day with 7 straight birdies. We will hear from the tournament champion in a bit here at the Hero World Challenge. Back here in the Bahamas, wind continues to blow, not as much nearly as it did yesterday, and thus a 61 for Rickie Fowler, up by 4 over this man who started the day. Charley Hoffman did with a 5-shot lead at 14 under, and once again on the final day with the lead. I mean, he's a man who's won 4 times, but did not have it.
No, he really didn't. And Terry, when you look at it, he's only hit 7 of 17 greens in this final round, and he's known for his ball striking. And to not be able to produce a little better than that has got to be very disappointing.
It was a 70 yesterday. It was really impressive.
Well, it tied the low round of the day in some very trying conditions. So obviously the ball striking was there yesterday.
Speaking of which, yeah, you had 7 rounds so far today in the 60s. Yesterday, 0. No one posted a score in the 60s.
Yeah. 1, 6, 7 playing 60-ish. 60-ish, yeah. How much behind have we got? You have got exactly straight behind it 12, left of it 15.
All right, Noda, you agree with all that?
Yeah, it seems to make a lot of sense. 172 is what we have. Brett Waldman going through those final calculations with Charley. Going to play just a shade over 160, so they're playing about 1 club of help. Better looking shot than he's hit most of the day.
Oh, I guess.
Shot.
You know, Gary, also that his form coming in would not have led you to believe he was going to do this the first 3 days.
Well, no question. He had only played twice in the start of the new season. Missed the cut once. Finished tied for 18th there in Las Vegas. But, yeah, certainly nothing to indicate that he was going to play this week.
And it had been a while since the top 10.
Yes.
And on the other hand, guys, Rosie's form would be indicative of him being on top of the leaderboard again. He's had a great late season run,
including a couple of wins.
He's got 161, ball a little above his feet when coming out of the right. Beautifully struck shot on a nice line.
Right over the top. Just stays right there.
That shot, I was stuck it on the plane.
Hence the body English. Doesn't get the answer. And that body English, body position and mood has been like that all day. The Hero World Challenge is brought to you by the islands of the Bahamas. Your island is calling. By MasterPass by MasterCard, the modern way to pay. And by Hero MotorCorp, the motorcycle leader. So the return, we saw him here last year, but it's been some time, so much time away over the course of the last couple of years. Woods, yep, holding putts, but also off the tee as impressive as anything else with the length and the ball speed. Beyond all of that, you know, he sat here, we talked to him. You got a sense, I think, that he has a different appreciation for everything out here and the game itself, the competition itself.
I would agree with that, Terry. And I think, too, what's interesting, his involvement with the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup over the last couple of years. And I think it's given him an opportunity to get to know some of these younger players that are up on top of these leaderboards. And I just sense he really relishes the opportunity now to get out and compete against those guys.
And I think he believes he can.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's healthy now.
I don't think there's any reason to doubt that.
He came in, it's ridiculous, but 1,199th in the world. Just being here, just competing here, a chance to jump up. But these are the guys he tied or beat. Kuchar's the only guy, right?
Right, that he didn't beat.
Yeah.
He tied Matt. Yeah, so world number 1, world number 3, the current U.S. Open champion. You know, I mean, he has got to take away so many positives from this week. And it starts with, obviously, and he said to you, I'm healthy. You know, really had no issues whatsoever as far as the back is concerned. I can't remember one instance the entire week watching him grimace or, you know, any kind of reaction after any type of shot that he played.
You asked him, he wasn't concrete about what exactly he's going to do, his schedule coming up. If you were going to offer advice, what would you say?
Well, I think the one thing he's lacking is tournament competition. So, you know, he's always played a very limited schedule, especially the early part of the season. I'd like to see him play a little bit more, and I think that would help him knock some of that rust off and help him maybe, you know, with course management decisions. You got to remember, Joey LaCava hasn't caddied for him or anybody in a long period of time, so it would give Joey a chance to kind of knock some of the rust off from a caddy standpoint and to get them more on the same page. Not that they're not, but the more reps they get, as Tiger likes to say, the better I think it would be.
Yep. All right, Rose trying to finish up with a birdie here at 18.
Slippery little putt here. It's gonna come from above the hole, gonna have some left to right in and definitely work away from him. Had a good run going, Gary, just had those hiccups at 11 and 12 and just couldn't quite carry it on.
Yeah, it's an interesting golf course, isn't it, Note? I mean, there are a tremendous number of birdie opportunities as long as you keep the ball out of the native desert or sand areas. But if you stray, oftentimes you'll pay the price with a bogey at least, and sometimes worse.
Yeah, Hoffman and Fowler have proven there's a lot of birdies out here, but a lot of players in the field did suffer some doubles or worse this week.
That's been consistent through the week. you get it going past the hole, it's going to keep going.
Well, I think the speed of the greens has been an issue for some of the players. Obviously, those on top of the leaderboard, not so much. But we've seen a number of putts from, say, 15, 20 feet that I think the guys felt like they hit pretty good putts. And the next thing you know, they're grinding over a 4 or 5 footer coming back.
And Gary, when I thought they were faster than normals, when I heard Rose and Tiger, who play here on a regular basis, saying this is the fastest I've ever seen them.
Right, they were both commenting. You're absolutely right, Noda. This would be a good way for Charlie to finish. Got to hit it.
Extremely disappointing final round for Charley Hoffman, who's very popular out here.
Oh, I mean, he's a wonderful guy to be around. Very no nonsense. Certainly was enjoyed. He enjoyed being a part of the President's Cup team here just recently, and I think all the guys on the team enjoyed having him be a part of it.
About one of 3 players to shoot even par or higher on this final day. That's it.
Yeah, and you don't see a ton of emotion from a guy like Charlie, but you get him in that team room and he's all laughs, playing practical jokes. He was a real asset to that team and had a great time.
Thoughts running through his head right there, Terry. You just wonder, what does it take? What do I need to do differently to get the job done on a Sunday?
Still in search of, at least with the lead. Okay. Man enjoying his time at home. 11 under total for Justin Rose, a share of the top 5, and Rose, who knows this place very well and had the course record until today when it was topped by the 61 from Rickie Fowler, who is with Steve Sands.
That he is. So, Rickie, we saw you start the day with 7 straight birdies. For those of us who will never understand what's that like, we saw you on the exterior. What was going on inside while that was going on?
Just trying to stay as calm as possible and try and stay in the moment, make sure I was going through my process and, you know, not getting ahead of myself. Seven was the most I had made before, so I was really trying to get that 8th. Didn't want to get too greedy, trying to make it with good speed, and ultimately just left a little short. But it was, you know, I knew I needed to get off to a quick start today to at least show Charlie I was there and get up there on the board a little bit. So we took care of that and kept it rolling from there.
You certainly showed him and then some. I'm going to go through some of those highlights with you. Let's start with your birdie at 1. What'd you see here, and how important was it to make this putt to get off to the fast start?
It was, I mean, a big putt, just a left edge putt, barely broke right at the end, and nice to definitely get off to a start like that.
Number 2 was very tricky with that hole location. The green was going away from the hole, and it was very fast, but you could be aggressive here.
Yeah, I was in the perfect spot. Played it about a cup out on the right, and just had to match the speed up with it.
So now you go to the first par 5 on the golf course, and here's your 3rd shot.
Yeah, my drive came out and went a little bit left. I just had to lay up. Perfect little hold 8 iron from 150. Put it in the perfect spot to make 4.
So now you're rolling along. Here's another birdie putt at the 4th.
This is a little bonus from as far as the length goes. The 7 iron I hit in there actually pitched right at the hole and just kind of ran out with the wind.
Speaking of a bonus, how about the bunker shot at 5?
I knew it was makeable, but obviously you have to execute. The bunker play's been very nice the past year or so.
Number 1 on the PGA Tour a season ago. Now you're 3rd at the 6th.
It's just a fun little feel wedge shot. Hit a gap wedge from 80 yards, just trying to control the ball from not spinning too much, just with how hard the wind was blowing early, and played it perfectly.
What's great is the wry smile on your face as you look at these highlights for the first time. It's fantastic. Okay, now your birdie putt at 7 for 7 straight.
Yeah, I had a tough bunker shot, and this putt breaks quite a bit with that green. Got Jordan right here in the background.
Jordan Spieth, giving him congratulations.
Great playing. Thanks, Brett.
And now Brett Waldman, the caddy for Charley Hoffman, as we're on live television. Now you're 3rd at 11.
So here, obviously, you know, chipping's tough out here at Albany, and just had to play one to kind of chunk it onto the front part of the green in a way and let it go.
At 13, another putt that looked good.
13 was just one that was just going to gently break right, and I tried to get as much break out of it as you can see. The ball barely got to the hole.
So as you make another putt here, are you close to thinking about 59, or are you trying to keep that by the wayside?
Well, I knew 14 was going to be a big one. I knew if I got 13, 14 and 15 are very birdieable holes, and I didn't get 14, unfortunately. But I knew it was at least within reach. But I'm just happy with playing solid on the back nine, making some good swings, stepping up on really 16, 17, 18, which are some tougher finishing holes out here. Probably some of the tougher holes on the golf course, and to make the swings I did, and I really hit the shots I wanted to. The ball on 17 got affected a little bit more by the wind, and then the one on 18 just somehow stayed straight.
You've won big tournaments around the world on other tours. You've won multiple times on the world's grandest stage, the PGA Tour, including a Players' Championship in 2015. How much stock do you put into a victory this time of year?
Well, this time of year, especially after President's Cup, took 5 weeks off and then went to Mexico, played at Mayakoba, and ended up finishing second. And so I knew the game was kind of still hanging around where we were for the year, and to come here after some time off. Allison and I went to California last week to spend time with our families for Thanksgiving, and the club stayed home. So I knew coming here was just going to have to rely on our year and how we played in Mexico, and it's nice to see the game hang around, and that we can build on some things and make next year a special one.
You're from California, but you make your home now in South Florida, right near Tiger. You play a lot of rounds with him back home in Jupiter. You were one of the first people a couple of weeks ago to come out and say, you know what, his game is pretty sharp. He's going to do fine here. What does it mean to you to win his tournament while he's competing in it?
It's cool, and to have the handful of rounds that we got to play together in the last couple months. We had some good times on the golf course, and I know he was looking forward to getting out. It would have been fun if we got paired together, because we had some good matches at home going back and forth, and I was just looking forward to him getting out here, sticking with the way he's been playing at home, not trying to do anything special, just go play with what he had. And I knew that was going to be good enough for him to I think, surprise a lot of people. So I'm definitely happy for him. Looking forward to having him stay healthy and get going on the West Coast.
One last thing. You alluded to the fact that 2018 could be special based upon the way you're playing and how happy you are in your life. For 2018 to be your breakthrough year in one of those big events, what needs to happen for you?
Well, I can't put myself this far back going into all these tournaments. 61s don't just pop up on Sundays. I mean, it's nice when they do, but I feel like I did a good job of putting myself in contention last year. I just didn't have the Sundays that I needed. So we've been going on the drawing board a little bit and looking where we can tighten things up in our game. Obviously, there's areas that have gotten a lot better over the last few years, but there's some areas that can still get better. So that's something that can help us on the weekend, once it kind of gets down to crunch time and that back nine on Sunday, to step up and make things happen.
You're always kind with your time, Rick, and congratulations on the win. Enjoy the holidays.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
Terry, back to you.
All right, Steve, thanks. It was cool watching him watch those shots and experiencing them basically for the first time, because he was trying not to think when they were all going in. So look at the scorecard, some kind of image there.
Well, and look at the statistics. 11 of 13 fairways, 14 of 18 greens, 21 putts, which ties the lowest number of putts that he's ever had in an 18-hole round in PGA Tour competition. So just one of those magical days.
30 birdies for the week, the most he's ever had in an event. There is the trophy that will be presented to him. 5 times the name of Tiger Woods on there, and the image as well. Back to wrap things up in a moment. 2 of the big names hanging out right now. Tiger getting ready to present the trophy to Rickie Fowler, the winner here. But our hero shot of the day, is it Rickie? No. Last year's winner. Hideki Matsuyama at the opening hole.
For good reason. After a perfect drive, just a wedge second shot. Can't do any better than that.
From 7 back to 5 back with that shot, ends up 11 under. So a positive finish here. Our hero shot of the day. Maybe a precursor, good things to come for Matsuyama in this season to come. Final thoughts, your take with so much build-up this week coming in because Tiger was coming back. What do you walk away with?
Well, I walk away with the fact that I think Tiger Woods has got to be very excited about how he performed. I mean, we literally saw him hit some shots, Terry, that to me were vintage 1999, 2000, 2001. Yeah. Some of those towering long iron shots that very few people in the game can play, even to this day. He's got to be very happy with the way he drove the golf ball. Not only the distance that he drove it, but the accuracy. We really only saw 1 or 2 real wild tee shots over the course of 72 holes.
So the one thing left?
Well, I think there's some areas of his game that he knows he can do a little better. Short game for one thing, he'll work on that, and I think the more he plays in competition, the better that'll get.
Not a whole lot to improve on for Rickie Fowler,
No.
even though we told Steve Sands there are areas he wants to improve on, but man, he is on top of his game right now.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I look for a big year for him coming up.
Field of 18 done for the week here at the Hero World Champions.